so I was researching last year when we beat East in the regional tournament. It was the first time in 10 years.
That sounds about right. Yeah. Holy cow. That's awesome.
And then, and the last year Central Girls was the only 4A team we beat.
Correct. Yeah. Crazy. All right, Coleman.
KWYO Sheridan.
Congratulations to our hometown shopping sweepstakes winners. At ERA Carroll Realty, we love to take part in fun promotions like these that keep the holidays festive and fun, and also keep our retail dollars right here at home. Hi, this is Tom Bellis with ERA Carroll Realty. We are about more than real estate. We're about family, friendship, and community. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from all of us here at ERA Carroll Realty.
This is Dr. Michelle Meehan, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Good evening, basketball fans. Live from Sheridan High School, I am Aaron Lagaki, and the real season starts today. So far, it's been pretty easy going for this Cheyenne East Lady Thunderbird team and this Sheridan Lady Bronc team as they meet up to play. Cheyenne East is 9-1 on the season, Sheridan 8-0, but you could say similar things about these two teams. One is they haven't played much competition early in the season. Cheyenne East's only loss was to St. Thomas More, South Dakota, over in the Gillette tournament early this season, and they lost by just 2 points in that one. Again, Cheyenne East's record is 9-1. And then Sheridan's 8-0. They've blown out nearly every team they've played, but they just haven't played a lot of tough competition. It's mostly on the west side of the state, and as you guys know, if you've been girls basketball fans for a while, the west side of the state does not have a lot of strong programs over there, which is the complete opposite tonight with Cheyenne East, just probably the best basketball program in the state, at least at the 4A level, and then Sheridan trying to knock them off. Sheridan won the state championship last year and beating Campbell County in the state championship. Last year, Cheyenne East was defeated in the semifinal as they lost to Campbell County last year, but a matchup of an 8-0 team and a 9-1 team, and this is when the season gets real. This is the start of 12 conference games to go to the conference tourney and for seeding at the conference tournament. Remember, this year things have changed on the east side of the state with just 7 teams on the east side. The number 1 seed from this conference during the regular season gets an automatic bid to state. So this is a big weekend, not only tonight against Cheyenne East, but East has to go over and play Campbell tomorrow. Cheyenne Central, who's one of the top 4 teams in the state, is playing Campbell tonight, and then will come over and play the Lady Broncs in this gym tomorrow right around noon. So a huge weekend as East and Central take on Campbell and Sheridan. So the 4 best teams in the state, at least to this point in the season, are going to play each other. And then a few weeks later, Sheridan will take on Campbell and East will take on Central. And I think we'll know some more things after this weekend about how good this Lady Bronc team is, how good this Lady Thunderbird team is, how good Campbell County is, how good Cheyenne Central is. This is a big test. Maybe a little bit bigger test for Cheyenne East because they had to brave the roads, take that long road trip up here. I know when Sheridan goes down and plays East and Central, that's never a fun road trip. Either the girls or the boys, you get at least one bad game out of those 4 when the girls and boys go down there on that long road trip. And we'll see if East has it tonight, if they're able to play, but should be a fun one. Now, as we look at these two teams, as I've said through the first part of the season, the Lady Broncs have struggled in 3 areas. Consistently scoring and being efficient in their scoring, limiting offensive rebounds, and just some stretches of careless turnovers. Now, they played better down at that Cheyenne tournament last weekend, but they still had a couple small stretches. And that's a bad matchup when you're facing East because East leads the state in scoring defense. They're allowing just 27 points a game. So if Sheridan is not able to score and score efficiently, that could be a rough go for the Lady Broncs. Cheyenne East is second in steals, and second in forcing turnovers. They're forcing 27 turnovers a game, and East is stealing the ball 15 times a game. So that high-pressure defense, which Sheridan plays, East does the same thing. They try to get the guards to turn it over. They double in the post, trying to create turnovers and then run-outs in transition for easy points. And then finally, Cheyenne East has some good size and some athleticism with that size. They're third in rebounding in the state, and they're out-rebounding teams by nearly 10 per game. So those three things that have been a little bit weaker for the Lady Broncs here in the early going of the season, they need to correct tonight if they want a chance at beating Cheyenne East. Meanwhile, as I kind of mentioned just minutes ago, how is East going to come off the bus? I mean, it's not like Sheridan's going to roll over. This is a highly competitive team. It's a program that's on the rise. They've done a great job under head coach Ryan Sullivan, now in his 5th season. Can Cheyenne East contain Mesa Haniff? She's averaging 15 points a game, 9 rebounds per game, and as the season has progressed through 8 games, she's shown the ability to score from the perimeter more and more, and that makes her much more difficult to double. You know, last year when Mesa was on the block, you'd have teams that would just go down and double her immediately when she received the basketball. And, of course, Mesa's good in the post. She can split the double team from time to time, but it does put a lot of stress on her. Getting her out on the perimeter where she is a good shooter, she's shooting 40% from the three-point line this year, that could cause trouble for Cheyenne East, although I did mention Cheyenne East has good size, and they're athletic with that size. So we'll see who they put on Haniff here tonight, but that is one place that Sheridan may have the advantage. Another thing is Sheridan going to be able to force turnovers by these guards? These are semi-inexperienced guards for Cheyenne East. You know, Brady Schlabs was the point guard for Cheyenne East for 4 straight years. She's off playing college basketball now, and so they needed to fill that void, and we haven't got to see Cheyenne East play very many minutes of basketball this year, so I'm unsure of how those guards will do, but we know Sheridan is going to pressure the ball, high ball pressure, and will Cheyenne East be able to take care of the ball? You know, statistics can be misleading early in the season when you've played a kind of a powder puff schedule, which both of these teams have. So will Cheyenne East in their first game or maybe their second game where they're actually going to experience real high ball pressure, will they be able to handle it well? On top of that, it's not just the ball pressure, it's also that they switch up defenses regularly. Sheridan will show full court man, they'll show full court man or zone with a trap, and then they'll show 3/4 court zone with a trap. And so far, teams have not handled it well. Last year, teams did not handle it well. We'll see if Cheyenne East can handle it. I mean, let's get it straight. Cheyenne East is going to handle it better than a lot of the teams we've faced. But when you're playing 2 solid teams, when they're facing each other, can they get a couple runouts? You know, maybe 8 transition points is enough to give you a 3-point win. And those are things that we need to see. Like I said, this first real test tonight. Tomorrow will be another test, as both these teams have tough games tomorrow. And I'm excited to watch it go. Like I said, your 8-0 Sheridan Broncs take on the 9-1 Cheyenne East Lady Thunderbirds. Tomorrow, the Lady Broncs will take on Cheyenne Central at noon here at Sheridan High School. It's cold, it's blustery, it's nasty outside. If you've got nothing to do tomorrow, come down to the gym and support your basketball teams. The boys' game, if you're listening to this right now, the boys' game is set to tip off a little after 7 now. We're a little bit behind schedule. The boys' game will tip off down at 7. And a reminder that you can stream this video on SheridanMedia.com. Simply go to SheridanMedia.com's homepage, scroll down just a little bit, click on that button, and you'll be able to stream the video feed. The boys here at Sheridan Media do a really good job of getting you the video, the score's correct, and they do some replays, and it's really, really great. Right now, we are getting set for the national anthem, so we are going to take a break. We will come back with the starting lineups and the opening tip. You're listening to Lady Bronc Basketball on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
KWYO Sheridan.
Make 2025 the year you try something new. Sheridan College's community interest classes are perfect for jumpstarting your New Year's resolutions and a new hobby. Explore topics like artificial intelligence, fly fishing, seed starting, and more. Want to learn marketing or sketch architecture? Classes start January 21st and registration is open now. Visit sheridan.edu/community to sign up or call 675-0115. Make this your year of learning with Sheridan College.
If you have employees coming to stay for an extended time in Sheridan, make them feel at home with a room at the Candlewood Suites. These extended stay rooms feature fully equipped kitchens, including a microwave, full-sized refrigerator, dishwasher, stovetop, even pots and pans, and free guest laundry. Did I mention the outstanding view of the Bighorns? Book reservation with the Candlewood Suites and relax knowing they'll have more than just a room. They'll feel right at home. Call 307-675-2100.
Are you wanting to start a business, make some home improvements, or have your eye on a new RV or vehicle? Security State Bank is a locally owned and operated bank that is small enough to listen, yet big enough to help. Security State Bank can help qualified applicants achieve these goals with competitive interest rates and quick in-house decisions. Stop by Security State Bank in Sheridan, Gillette, Moreland, Graybull, or Basin and find out more online at ssbwyo.bank. Security State Bank, NMLS 401472, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Kent Sherwood with Sheridan Physical Therapy, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Live from Sheridan High School, I'm Aaron Lagaki. Starting lineups are being announced after a very good national anthem by the Sheridan High School chorus. Parker Tridy starts for the Lady Broncs. She wears number 2. She's a 5'6 junior. Ella Blue starts for the Lady Broncs. She wears number 4. She is a 5'5 junior, averaging 7.5 points per game. Number 12, Avery McMullen, is a senior. She stands 5'7". She's kind of the do-everything player for the Lady Broncs. Plays great defense, can shoot the 3, handles the ball well. Cam Wagner is a 5'9 junior. She wears number 21. And Mesa Hanift also in the starting lineup. Of course, Mesa, the super sophomore, averaging nearly a double-double, 15 points, 9 rebounds per game, and she shoots a very efficient 58% from the floor. For Cheyenne East, Q Fonseca is a 5'7 senior. She'll run the point. Peyton Perea wears number 12. She's a 5'10 senior. Cash Hawes, a 6-foot junior, wears number 14, averages double digits in points and 8.1 rebounds per game. Taylor Schaefer wears number 20. She's a 5'9 junior. She averages 4.5 points a game. And Peyton Hall is a 5'7 junior, averaging in double digits as well, 10.4 points per game for Peyton. And in the middle, jumping it up, it'll be Cash Hawes, the junior, versus Mesa Haniff, the sophomore. Lady Broncs in their home whites. Tip is won by the Broncs. Goes off to Ella Blue. She starts the offense, guarded by Fonseca. Man-to-man from Cheyenne East. Blue passes left Haniff. Swing it over to McMullen. McMullen, right-hand dribble, top of the key. Swing it over Tridy. She's on the right wing. Little spin move. Works back right. Passes off to Haniff, top of the key. Man-to-man from East. Little spin move in the lane by Haniff. Double team comes. Now she finds an open Cam Wagner. Good cut, Wagner. The assist goes to Haniff. And Wagner has the first 2 points of the game for the Lady Broncs. Haniff averaging a little over an assist a game. Got one right off the bat here. The other way East goes. It's a quick 3 from Cash Hawes. She fires it. It's short. Haniff had the rebound, and then it's ripped away, knocked away by Taylor Schaefer and out of bounds. Haniff normally really good at securing those rebounds. She was bringing it down, started to turn, and Schaefer got her left hand in there to poke it off along the sideline out of bounds. And it's Lady Bronc basketball 2-0. 7:20 to go here in the first period. We're just underway. Game was a little bit delayed because of overtime in the JV girls game. Tridy with it on the right wing. Ball knocked away. She recovers, goes to the floor, and we probably got a, actually ball's loose. Now they blow it dead. I thought they were going to get a jump earlier. It is the jump ball call. And because Sheridan won the tip, Cheyenne East now with the alternating possession. 2-0, Sheridan leads. Not even a minute gone here in the game. Sheridan shows a token three-quarter court pressure. Now the trap comes by Blue and McMullen. It's passed off to Schaefer, then over to Fonseca. She's guarded by Blue. Zone defense from the Lady Broncs. Pass goes off to the right side. That's Hall. That's Peyton Hall. Hall looking inside, or Fonseca looking inside. Ball knocked out of bounds, and it stays Cheyenne East basketball. These two have had some competitive games the last couple years. Sheridan finally got the best of Cheyenne East after losing several close games. Finally got the best of East in the conference tournament last year. Pass goes to the corner. It's Fonseca. She fires the 3. No go. Good rebound. Mesa Haniff. Good box out on Hawes. Haniff, little bounce pass goes off to Blue. Blue looking up the floor. Nobody there. She crosses half court and holds her left fist in the air. Little bounce pass off to Wagner at the elbow. Now at the wing. Wagner, ball over her head. Left-hand dribble. Wagner looking. Nothing there as Cruz stopped her. Pass goes off to Tridy, back to Wagner. Wagner, jump stop at the three-point line. Off to Blue, left side. They're looking inside for Haniff. Passes high, and Haas knocks it away and then threw it away. Ella Blue threw it away and then got the rebound or got the steal and then falls to the floor and turns it over. So turnover by the Lady Broncs, and it's East basketball. Hall with it. Peyton fires an NBA range 3. That's long, no good. Rebound cleared out by nobody. It's a jump ball. Ella Blue and Fonseca tie it up. And the possession arrow goes Sheridan's way, but that's a ball Sheridan's got to have. Long rebound. They had 2 players in the area. Instead of losing the possession arrow on that jump ball, they've got to just secure that rebound. Again, that goes back to that offensive rebounding for the Lady Broncs. 2-0. Lady Broncs lead. Blue dribbles it out of bounds, but she was fouled by Q Fonseca. First foul against East. It's first foul in the basketball game. 2 minutes and 10 seconds in. We want to thank Range for sponsoring our scoreboard. 2-0, 5:50 to go here in the first. McMullen inbounding, ball over her head. Pass goes off to Blue, top of the key. She does an overhead pass to McMullen. She wasn't ready for it. Catches it, goes to Haniff. Haniff traveled. They didn't call it, and then Haniff throws it away. Peyton Hall intercepts the pass as she jumped the passing lane with that left hand. Hall with it, McMullen guarding her. Hall trying to draw contact, does, and she'll shoot 2. Hall just got a step on McMullen. McMullen was on Hall's hip. And Hall jumped in the air, drew contact from McMullen, and goes to the line to shoot 2. Hall on the season, 57% from the free throw line. A lot of attempts. She's been there. Well, she's had 46 actual attempts, and she misses that one. So no good from the free throw line for Hall. Couple substitutions in the game. Parker Tridy and Cam Wagner check out. The senior Kaylee Chase checks in along with the sophomore Aaron Newton. Chase wears 45, Newton wears 0. Chase, Hanift, McMullen, Newton, and Blue on the floor. Jade Brown checks in for Cheyenne East, her first action in the game. She's a talented athlete. She's a junior. And the rebound is secured as Peyton Hall goes 0 for 2 on that free throw trip to the line. 2-0. Lady Broncs lead, 5:23 to go. In the half court, it's Haniff. Haniff, left-hand dribble, hands off to Blue. Blue penetrates in the lane. Left-hand shot swatted away by Brown and out of bounds. Boy, Blue is going to lose that every time. Blue's 5'5". Brown is 6'2", and Brown can jump. And her arms are every bit of a 6'2" frame. She swatted that out of bounds, and Sheridan to inbound. The pass goes to Haniff. Haniff, a little spin move down low, up and in. Mesa Haniff through contact. Gets her first bucket, and it's 4-0. Lady Broncs lead. Hall with it. 3-quarter court pressure from the Broncs. Looking for a trap. Pass goes to the center. It's off to Cruz. Cruz off to Schaefer. Now to Brown in the corner. Brown right-hand dribble guarded by Haniff. Pass goes off to Schaefer. She's open. Doesn't take the shot. Takes one dribble. Goes into traffic. Fires a shot. Missed badly. Ball's batted out of bounds. Last touched by Schaefer. And it's Sheridan basketball. Boy, Schaefer should have just shot that shot. She was about 18 feet out. She was open. Gave a little pump fake on nobody and then drove in to traffic. Full court pressure from Cheyenne East. This is of the zone variety, and the pass goes up the sideline to Newton. Newton, one dribble. Nice pass to Haniff. Top of the key to a cutting Chase. Down low, up, and she missed the layup. Oh, Kaylee Chase has such good touch around the rim, and she just blew that one. Missed it, and it stays 4-0. Hall with it. 3-point line guarded by McMullen. Lady Broncs switching to man now. Little miscommunication right now on who's guarding who. They get into man, and Cheyenne East doesn't take advantage as Cruz has it. Passes off to Hall. Hall top of the key. Little crossover dribble off to Schaefer. Schaefer, left-hand pass to Haas. Haas working against Chase. Down low. Kick it out. Fake the 3. Hall. She fires in the lane. Fires the shot, and it goes. And a blocking foul called against Kaylee Chase. Coach Sullivan doesn't like it. He's shaking his head. He makes his way down to say something to the ref, and now he's pointing at the floor. And Kaylee Chase did look like she had good position. Hall, for the second time, draws contact on a Lady Bronc. That time a little more questionable. The first one against Avery McMullen was definitely a foul, without question. She got McMullen up in the air. Kaylee Chase was just waiting for her on the block this time. Draws the contact. Free throw is good, and Hall converts that one. She's 1 of 3 from the free throw line here today. And it's 4-3. Lady Broncs lead by 1. 4:11 to go. Haniff passes too high for Blue. Knocked out of bounds. Last touched by Newton. Another turnover by the Lady Broncs. And that's one of those careless turnovers. That one really wasn't forced by Cheyenne East. I mean, they're showing pressure, but it wasn't high pressure. The pass just too high. It's tipped out of bounds. McMullen, Haniff, Chase, Blue, and Newton on the floor for the Lady Broncs. Hall gets the inbound pass to Brown. Got away with a travel there. Did Hall. It wasn't Brown. Hall tries to dribble in traffic. She walked again. No call. Oh, my goodness. They missed 2 right out on the perimeter. No call. And the ball's batted around. Schaefer comes away with it for East. Passes off to Cruz. Cruz swings it to the corner. Hall gets by Chase, and Chase picks up her second. Oh, actually, she stepped on the baseline. I thought they were going to whistle Chase for a blocking foul, and Sheridan benefits on that call as she stepped on the baseline and turned it over. Did Hall. Hall was trying to drive. Chase did a good job getting her foot on the baseline, and Hall just stepped on it. Full court pressure from East, and Sheridan throws it away again. They're looking for Blue. Blue's 5'5". The last two passes have been intended for a 6'5" person. Hall with it in the half court, guarded by Blue. Hall, a little spin move, stops at the elbow, fires a little jumper. That goes. Peyton Hall with 5. Hall averages 10.5 points a game. She's a 44% shooter. She has 2 buckets and a free throw here. Nice pass from Tridy in the half court. Blue's fouled and goes to the line. That foul goes against Malia Cruz. Just a 5'3" sophomore, and Blue did a good job drawing contact that time underneath the hoop. Ella's at the line with the Lady Broncs down 1, 5-4. Ella will have 2 shots here. Ella's averaging 7.5 points a game. She's a 68% free throw shooter on the season. This is her 20th attempt. It goes. Ella with a point, and we're all knotted up at 5. 5-5. Range scoreboard says 3:19 to go here in the first period. A couple substitutions for East as Fonseca checks back into the game. Perea's in the game. Cruz on the floor. Brown and Hall for Sheridan. It's Blue at the free throw line. That one misses, and Ella goes 1 for 2 on that trip. And the ball is knocked out of bounds, last touched by Sheridan. Blue is joined by Tridy, Newton, Chase, and Hanift. Couple juniors, couple sophomores, and a senior on the floor. East breaks pressure easily. It's Hall. Hall handles the ball well. Jumps in the air and then threw the ball right to Mesa Hanift. Bad pass from Hall. Hanift up the sideline. Kicks it off to Tridy, right wing, working against Brown. Pass goes down low to Hanift. She sees the double team and passes off to Kaylee Chase. Give another assist to Mesa as Kaylee Chase lays it up and in, and it's 7-5. They left Kaylee Chase wide open on the opposite block. Pass goes over right side. That's Cruz. Cruz skip pass back over to Hall. Hall thought about the 3. She's guarded by Newton as the Lady Broncs sit in this zone. Newton pushes her left. Hall gets down low looking for Brown, but not threw it out of bounds. I think it might have been last touched by Brown. There were 2 hands on it. One was Sheridan. One was Brown of East. They both touched the ball, it looked like, from up here. And it's Sheridan basketball, as the officials say. Brown touched it last. Chase passes off to Haniff. Now to Newton as they break pressure. Newton across half court. Little pass goes over to McMullen. Now to the open Tridy. 3, right wing. Bang! Parker Tridy. She hits it. Her first 3 in the game. She's a 30% three-point shooter on the season. 10-5. Lady Broncs lead. East breaks pressure. It's Brown with it. The 6'2 junior gets to the baseline, working through a double team, kicks it out Fonseca. Now to the left to Phelps, her first action in the game. Emily fires. That shot does not go. Haniff pulls down the defensive rebound, gets it to Tridy. Tridy, right-hand dribble across half court, picks up her dribble, looking for help. Haniff comes and gets it. She's guarded by Brown. Well, Mesa's taller than most players, not taller than Brown. Brown stands 6'2". Mesa tries to get in the lane and draw a foul. Kind of a bad shot from Mesa. She misses. It was partially blocked by Brown, and the ball rolls to the floor, and we've got a jump ball as Perea dove on that ball. Ties it up, and the possession arrow goes the way of Cheyenne East. Lady Thunderbird basketball, 10-5 is the score. Lady Broncs lead by 5. 1 minute, 49 seconds to go on the range scoreboard. We're in the first period. Cam Wagner checks into the game. Hanift out. So we've got Wagner, Chase, McMullen, Newton, and Tridy on the floor. Fonseca, Cruz, Brown, Phelps, and Haas for East. Ball goes to Brown. Brown in the half court. Nice little Euro step up and in. Jade Brown with her first bucket. 10-7's the score. Lady Broncs lead by 3. Inbound pass goes to Kaylee Chase. Now to McMullen. Baseball pass to Tridy near half court. Tridy crosses half court, right-hand dribble. Over to Newton, right wing. Guarded by Haas. Now to McMullen, looking down low. McMullen can't get it to Kaylee Chase, her fellow senior. McMullen tied up. Oh, good D by Fonseca. She gets it off as McMullen gets it off to Wagner, now to Tridy, and Tridy resets the offense with 1:11 to go. Lady Bronc lead is 3. Tridy drives, passes off to McMullen, right wing. Looking inside for Chase. Chase working against the taller Brown. Pass goes off to Wagner. Wagner dives into the paint. Nice pass back to Chase. Shot swatted away by Jade Brown, and she collects the rebound. Brown runs the offense. Gets across half court. Right-hand dribble. Kicks it over to Haas. Now up top. Cruz fires the 3. That does not go. Box out underneath by Newton, and it's knocked out of bounds. Last touched, I believe, by Newton as East maintains possession. And they sub Hanift in for Chase. Chase has those 2 fouls. So Hanift, Newton, Wagner, McMullen, and Tridy on the floor for the Lady Broncs. East has 4 players, 2 at each elbow, and 1 inbounder. It's Fonseca inbounding. And we've got a little bit of water on the floor, so there's a stoppage right now. And he gets it off to Haas. Haas, nice little spin underneath, working against Wagner. Can't get the shot to go. Offensive rebound, Brown. She puts it back up and in. Oh, offensive rebound, Brown. She puts it back up and in. Brown with 4, and it's 10-9. 1 point lead for the Lady Broncs. 38 seconds to go. McMullen tosses it out of bounds, and the Lady Broncs are going to have to fake a pass or fake a shot when Brown's in the game and on the ball, because Brown's arms, I mean, she can reach up and touch probably pretty close to 8 foot. Certainly 7.5 feet for sure. The Lady Bronc passes as they almost throw it away again. Blue runs it down, though. Good scrappy play by Ella Blue. Blue throws it away. A turnover by the junior. She had Tridy up the sideline, and Blue with a left-handed pass just threw it in the first row of the bleachers. Well, there's been about 4 silly turnovers by the Lady Broncs. Blue saved a turnover by coming to that basketball, but then threw it away up the sideline. 10-9. Cheyenne East basketball. Pass goes off to the left. Schaefer on the wing. Pass it to Haas. She fires an elbow shot. No good. Mesa Hanift, another board. Gets it off to Blue. 14 seconds to go. Lady Broncs lead by 1. Blue off to Wagner. Wagner stops at the three-point line. Kicks it to the corner. That's McMullen. 3. Bang! Avery McMullen. Lady Broncs lead by 4. 4 seconds left. Hall around the back. Hall at half court. Carried the ball. No call. She fires a half quarter, and it does not go. And Coach Sullivan is irate. Hall's got away with 2 travels and now a carry that time that have all been out on the perimeter, and Sullivan can't believe it. But regardless, it's 13-9. Lady Broncs lead by 4. You're listening to Lady Bronc Basketball on Sheridan Media Sports.
KWYO Sheridan.
Whether you're starting a business, safeguarding your assets for future generations, or navigating the complexities of property transactions, McCool Law Firm LLC in Sheridan provides tailored solutions that ensure your success. McCool Law Firm understands that each case is unique, and it is committed to delivering personalized service that will exceed your expectations. McCool Law Firm, protecting your legacy, stepping up to bat for you. Find out more and schedule a consultation at McCoolLawFirmLLC.com or call 307-461-9240.
Hi, this is Brent Wolf with Sheridan Motors, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Live from Sheridan High School, I'm Aaron Lagaki. Start of the second quarter, Lady Broncs lead 13-9. Tough game. I mean, 2 good defenses. Neither team has looked in sync offensively. Not very cohesive on the offensive end, a low-scoring game. Just 9 points for East, who actually leads the state in scoring. They're averaging 55.5 points per game. They're on pace for 36 as it stands at the end of 1. Lady Broncs start with the basketball. It's Hanift, Blue, Wagner, McMullen, and Tridy on the floor for the Lady Broncs. Blue with it on the left wing. Drives into the paint, fires a little runner. That goes. Ella Blue gets her first basket in the game. She has 3 total points. She has a free throw. So free throw in that bucket. So 3 points for Blue, and it's 15-9. Hall trying to dribble through traffic. Instead finds Haas. Haas streaks to the floor. Great pass from Cash Haas as Jade Brown lays it up and in. The assist goes to Cash. She averages an assist and a half per game. Good pass right there, and she feeds the junior Brown. Now full court pressure. Blue throws it away. She was looking for Wagner. Schaefer stole it. The pass was way too far out in front of Cam, and then Cam knocks the ball out of bounds as Schaefer fell to the floor. Just too many turnovers from the Lady Broncs. I mean, it's a 4-point game right now with the Lady Broncs leading, and it could be an 8-point game if they take care of the basketball. But you've got to credit East too. They apply a lot of pressure, show a lot of different defenses, and now Haniff steals the ball. Pass goes off to Blue. Blue crosses half court, looking left, finds Wagner. Wagner, jump stop, 3-point line, fakes the 3, skip pass right wing to Tridy. Tridy dribbling against Schaefer, can't get past her, looking down low for Wagner. Ball's tipped out of bounds, and we've got a hold against Jade Brown. Wagner had good position there up above the low block, and that's what you teach your posts. You want to be up high so you can go get the basketball, allow for a good entry pass, and as that pass was being thrown down to Wagner, she was being held by Brown, and Brown picks up her first foul of the game. Avery McMullen, inbound pass thrown away as it's tipped out of bounds by Schaefer. Schaefer's got her hands on a number of passes here today. McMullen, ball overhead, passes off Wagner. Goes to Tridy, swing it over to Blue, left wing. Blue, ball overhead to McMullen, down low. McMullen fires a shot blocked away by Hall. Peyton Hall jumped up and swatted that one into the band, the SHS band, who's here tonight. And it's out of bounds, so McMullen tries a little lob pass to Hanift, and it's just a soft pass that's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Haas, but Lady Broncs are going to have to fake a lob pass, bounce pass. They've got to be crisper passes. They're just not crisp right now, and Cheyenne East is getting in the passing lanes, not able to steal a lot of the balls, but they're certainly able to tip them. Pass goes inbounds to Wagner, left-hand dribble, guarded by Brown. Pass goes off to Tridy, and Tridy tries to start the offense near the volleyball line right side. Tridy crossover dribble. Ball's knocked away. She picks it up, passes to Hanift. Hanift swing it over McMullen, right wing. McMullen gets a screen from Hanift. Now Hanift rolls. McMullen tries to throw it over Brown. The ball's knocked away. Run down by the Lady Broncs. Wagner fires a shot. That doesn't go. Rebound hauled in by Brown. And it's 15-11. Lady Broncs still lead by 4. Brown runs the break. Pass to Fonseca. Back to Brown. Cuts in the lane. A little nice spin. Now a good pass underneath Schaefer. Fires a shot and good. Taylor Schaefer with 2. Her first bucket in the game. The assist goes to Brown. And it's a 2-point game. Lady Broncs lead. 15-13. Inbound pass against the pressure. Goes to Hanift. Bounce pass to Tridy. She loses it. Ball's on the floor. Hanift runs it down. Double team comes. Hanift dribbles up the left sideline. Splits a double team. Hanift to the top of the key. Bounce pass off to Blue. Blue along the baseline. Good D by Cheyenne East. Blue throws it away. Another turnover. Pass goes to Brown. Brown one-on-one with McMullen. McMullen knocks the ball out away, and there was a ton of contact. Can't believe they didn't whistle Avery McMullen for a second foul. I mean, McMullen just put her right shoulder into Brown to get to the basketball and knock it out of bounds, and Coach Sullivan wants a timeout and talk it over with his girls and say, hey, we must be a better passing team, and it's a full timeout. So Lady Broncs lead heading into the timeout, 15-13. You're listening to Lady Bronc basketball on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
KWYO Sheridan.
No shirt, no shoes, no problem. Online banking is fast and convenient with Sheridan Community Federal Credit Union. If you have a smartphone, you can do your banking from anywhere, including remote deposit. Just take a picture of your check and send it. It's that easy. And you'll instantly have access to the first $200 available and the rest shortly thereafter. Yep, banking is that easy with remote deposit at Sheridan Community Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
I'm Doug Hockett with Stiefel Investments, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Live from Sheridan High School, Lady Broncs lead by 2, 15-13. 5:45 to go here in the first half. Out of the timeout used by head coach Ryan Sullivan, it is Cheyenne East basketball. They're on their side of the floor, inbounding from underneath their own hoop. It's Fonseca inbounding. McMullen, Wagner, Hanift, Tridy, and Newton on the floor for the Lady Broncs. Inbound pass goes to Haas, quickly over to Brown. Brown around the perimeter, passes off to, looked for Fonseca, instead goes back to Peyton Hall, and they are all joined by Perea on the floor for Cheyenne East. Hall with it, man-to-man from the Lady Broncs. Hall drives, double team comes, she kicks it out to Haas. She fires a 3, deep 3, misses badly. Haas on the season, a 44% three-point shooter, missed that one off the backboard, and Sheridan secures the rebound. Newton passes over to McMullen. She fires a quick 3, top of the key. That does not go. Long rebound hauled in by Mesa Hanift. Hanift down into the paint. Double team comes. Off to Newton. Newton right wing. Guarded by Perea. Pass goes left to McMullen, now to Tridy. Tridy dribbles back top of the key. Spin move. Fonseca cuts her off. Pass goes to Newton. Newton, a little pass to Wagner. Wagner shot up from the low block. Good. We'll give the assist to the sophomore Newton as she found an open Cam Wagner down on the low block, and Wagner did a nice job putting that one up and in as traffic help came after Cam received the ball, and it's 17-13, Lady Broncs lead. In the half court, Hall with it. Lady Broncs show 1-3-1 zone. Newton playing D. Pass goes to Haas at the elbow. Haas kicks it out to Fonseca. Now to the corner, Perea. Perea to Fonseca. Swing it over Hall, left wing. About 25 feet from the hoop. Hall looking right. Passes right to Brown. She's top of the key. Pass goes back to Hall. Hall gets a step on McMullen. Down into the paint. Fires up a shot. Tough shot. Does not go. Ball's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Avery McMullen. Cheyenne East basketball. Sheridan leads by 4. 17-13. Ella Blue and Kaylee Chase both check into the game. Tridy out. And Sheridan's got to sub somebody else out. It's Hanift. So McMullen, Chase, Newton, Wagner, and Blue on the floor for the Lady Broncs. Hall is inbounding for Cheyenne East. She's joined by Phelps, Haas, Brown, and Schaefer. Inbound pass goes a long way out top to Haas. Haas looking inside for Brown. Good position by Brown. Puts a little move on Wagner. Fires a shot. She's fouled. Brown goes to the line to shoot 2 as the foul goes against the 5'9 junior, Cam Wagner. So Brown heads to the free throw line with 6 points in the game on 3 field goals. Brown averages 10.5 points a game. She's a 44% free throw shooter, 14 of 32, and she nails that one as it goes. Cheyenne East 2 for 4 from the free throw line here in the game. We're in the first period, 17-14. Lady Bronc lead is 3. Second one up for Brown, that goes as well. So she says 44% free throw shooter. I'll just make them both. And she does. She has 8 points in the game, and the pass goes off to Tridy. Off to McMullen. Baseball pass up the sideline. Left side to Blue. Blue, left-hand dribble. Gets to the elbow. Stopped. Pass over to Wagner. Extra pass to Newton. Good closeout by Brown. Pass goes off to Blue. Blue looking inside. Blue into the paint. Kicks it off to McMullen, left wing. McMullen guarded by Hall, man-to-man. McMullen got poked in the eye. She leans over and hands the ball off to Blue. Refs didn't see it, but Hall poked McMullen right in the eye. Not intentionally, obviously. Blue with it, hands off to Newton. Newton on the perimeter, now to Wagner, top of the key, guarded by Hawes. Wagner, nice move, gets down low, tries to pass it off to Kaylee Chase, and the ball's knocked away by Brown, run down by Hawes. Hawes fires a pass up to Hall. Hall kicks it left to Phelps. Phelps into the paint, little shot from the left side, got it to go, and Emily Phelps, the 5'7" sophomore, has her first points of the game, and we're tied. 17-17. McMullen to Wagner. McMullen, baseball pass over to Blue. Blue at half court. Skip pass to Wagner on the right side. Wagner jump stop at the three-point line. Fakes a three. Passes off Newton. 17-17's your score. Newton a little behind the back dribble. Passes off Wagner. Now Blue. Blue at the volleyball line. 35 feet from the rim. Passes off to Chase at the elbow. Chase, ball on her right shoulder. Now to Newton. Man-to-man from East. Newton, she fires a three. It's partially blocked by Brown and touched out of bounds by Hall. She was going for the rebound. It went off her shin and out of bounds. And Coach Sullivan gets Parker Tridy and Mesa Hanift back into the game. Wagner and McMullen are out. So Tridy, Blue, Hanift, Chase, and Newton on the floor for the Lady Broncs. Newton inbounding on the baseline. Little bounce pass out to Hanift. 2:50 to go here in the first half. Hanift backs in on Brown. Kicks it out Tridy. Open three. Right wing. No good. Long rebound goes to Cruz, and the sophomore runs the point. Cruz crosses half court. Looking right. Now goes left to Brown. Brown hounded by Newton and Hanift. Brown ball over her head. Goes left. Pass goes to the corner. Now to Cruz. Now good ball movement from Cheyenne East. They get it to the corner. Perea, and she nailed a three. Really good passing from East, as they just passed the ball around the perimeter, got it to Perea, who was open in the corner against this zone, and Perea drilled it. Cheyenne East has a three-point lead, their biggest lead in the ball game. Sheridan's led most of the way. Blue breaks pressure, stops at the elbow, kicks it to Newton, fakes a three. Bounce pass over to Tridy, right wing, little handoff off to Hanift. Hanift works left against Brown, goes up for the shot, she's fouled by Perea, and the sophomore goes to the line to shoot two. Hanift just 2 points in the game, averaging 15 a game. She's had 44 free throw attempts on the season, made 30 of them, and she misses that one. So Hanift, a 68% free throw shooter, misses the first of two. Wagner checks into the game. Chase out. Wagner, Newton, Tridy, Blue, and Hanift on the floor. Cheyenne East makes a couple late substitutions. They get Cash Hawes and Peyton Hall back into the game. Brown out, as is Phelps. So Hawes and Hall join Perea, Cruz, and Schaefer on the floor, and Mesa missed them both. 0 for 2 in that trip. And East secures the rebound. Hall with it, gets to the top of the key, almost double dribbled, passes off to Perea. Perea, a little pass over to Schaefer. Blue knocked it away. Schaefer runs it down at half court, kicks it off to Cruz. Cruz, hounded by Hanift. Cruz gets a step, fires a shot over Wagner. That doesn't go. Perea, offensive board. She tries to put back. That doesn't go. Cash Hawes with the rebound. Good offensive board. Wide open. Peyton Hall, top of the key. She can't hit it. Tridy pulls in the rebound for Sheridan, and the junior wants to go. Right-hand dribble across half court. Lady Broncs trail by 3, 17-20. Hanift with it, right side. Hanift, spin move. She lost the ball, and then she almost fouls Schaefer. Schaefer gets it off to Hawes. Hawes stops at the elbow. Kicks it off, Cruz, swing it over, Hall. Hall fakes the three. She's guarded by the 5'9" Wagner. Backup dribble along the baseline. Hanift comes over to help and got a hand on the ball, and Tridy knocks it away. Tridy with it across half court. Little behind the back dribble, back to her right, kicks it off to Newton. Newton can't handle it along the sideline. And again, silly turnover by the Lady Broncs. The pass was low from Tridy, and Newton couldn't handle it. and the ball hits the sideline, and the Lady Broncs give up possession down 3. 17-20. We're just under a minute to go on the range scoreboard. First half of action. 9-1 Lady Thunderbirds versus the 8-0 Lady Broncs. Hall traveled again. She is traveling every time she gets the ball across half court and comes to a stop. Extra steps, and they are not whistling it. Pass goes to Blue. Blue fires a 3 and hit it. Ella Blue nails it, 6 points. Okay, traveling every time is an exaggeration, but I mean, she has 4 or 5 travels that are not called out on the perimeter. They're not even down low. Just extra shuffling of her feet, and they're not being called. It reminds me of, some of the big-time college games or NBA games you see. Just allowed to get an extra step. And shot missed. Newton pulls down the rebound and then is fouled. So Newton, good rebound by the sophomore, is fouled by Haas. Third team foul against Cheyenne East this quarter. 20 seconds to go, so neither team is going to get to the bonus as Sheridan has just 1 foul. 20-20 is the score. 20 seconds on the clock. Inbound pass goes to Wagner. Back to Newton, working against full court pressure. Newton used 1 dribble, picked it up, kicks it off to Wagner. Wagner can't handle it. Close to a 10-second call. Pass goes up to Blue. Ball's knocked away. It's loose. Wagner runs it down. Oh, Lady Broncs fortunate. Wagner fires a 3 with 7 seconds to go. Bang! Cam Wagner. 7 points for the junior, and the Lady Broncs on the 3 from Wagner take a 3-point lead into halftime, 23-20. Big 3 from Wagner with 7 seconds left. Nobody came out and stopped the ball. Wagner had it. She actually had an open lane to make a layup. She decided to shoot the 3 and knocked it down, and it's a 3-point lead. Lady Broncs up 23-20. You are listening to Lady Bronc Basketball on 1410 KWIO and 106.9 FM.
KWYO Sheridan.
A-plus plumbers can install, remove, fix, plumb, clean, ream, put in, take out, redo, undo, and make new any of your plumbing needs. Jack and the team have experience in quality workmanship that you are wanting. If their plumbing prowess were to receive a grade, it would be A+. That's why it's in their name. A-plus Plumbers is number 1 in the number 2 business, and you can reach them at 672-9454. That is 307 Orc Willie. Call them today.
At First Northern Bank of Wyoming, the holidays are coming together. Neighbors helping neighbors, and communities thriving. Hi, this is Magic Mount, and this Christmas we're grateful for the trust you've placed in us all year long. Thank you for letting us be a part of your story. From our family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Let's make this season one to remember. First Northern Bank of Wyoming, proudly your community bank since 1885. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 402576.
You save, we give. Hi, this is Taylor with First Northern Bank of Wyoming. I'm sure you've heard about our Roundup program by now, but did you know so far this year we've matched over $15,000 that we've donated to local nonprofits in our communities? If you haven't enrolled, stop by and see us at 29 North Gould Street to learn more and enroll today. You save, we give. It's a win for you and for the community. First Northern Bank of Wyoming, investing in Wyoming communities since 1885. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Have you started having those conversations with others or began to think to yourself what a new home may look like to you? Hi, this is Colton Bates with the Bates team at Best, and we want to help you bridge the real estate gap between where you are and where you want to be. Even speaking with an agent can oftentimes feel overwhelming because this is generally the number one financial decision in a person's life. We've helped our clients through a wide variety of situations, and you will always have a thoughtful plan that considers your needs and timeline. Choose a real estate team that will take action on your behalf and deliver. Choose the Best. Give us a call at 675-BEST and visit bestwy.net today.
Proudly brokered by EXP.
This is Kent Sherwood with Sheridan Physical Therapy, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Live from Sheridan High School, we're at halftime. Lady Broncs lead 23-20 in a physical game. The officials are allowing the girls to play. It's been consistent both ways as far as fouls are concerned, but they are giving a lot of contact. They're allowing a lot of contact to go, so it's been a physical game, and as a result, both of these teams like to pressure the ball, and if you can get away with some extra contact, it's been a turnover-heavy game. Not a lot of good shots from either team, or at least not consistently good shots being allowed, and because of that, we're at a pretty low-scoring game, 23-20. I mentioned it in the second quarter. Cheyenne East leads the state in scoring at 55 points a game, and Sheridan is, as of right now, keeping them well below their average. But just not a heck of a lot of good-looking shots available for East, and for that matter, for Sheridan. Good defensive teams. It's fun to watch. It's good fundamental defense, and Cheyenne East has stayed primarily in man-to-man the whole time, while Sheridan has run a majority of zone, but they have showed a lot of man-to-man as well. So Sheridan mixing up their defenses a lot. I'd be interested to see if Coach Eric Westling will put on a little bit different half-court defense. Cheyenne East has showed zone in the full-court pressure, but then they fall back to man in the half-court. Don't know if he's going to throw a little bit different look at the Lady Broncs here in the second half or not. But so far, a fun. We expect an evenly matched game. We thought, if Sheridan could hang on to the ball and limit offensive rebounds from Cheyenne East, they'd be able to stay in this game, and that's what's happened so far. Not so much that Sheridan's been able to limit their turnovers, but they have not gone stretches where they're turning it over, 4 or 5 possessions in a row. As we look at the scoring for the Lady Broncs, they were led in scoring in the first half by Cam Wagner, who hit that late three to give the Lady Broncs a 3-point lead. She has 7 in the game. Ella Blue also hit a late 3. She has 6 in the game. Parker Tridy has a 3. Avery McMullen has a 3. Mesa Hanift has 2. And Kaylee Chase has 2 off the bench for the Lady Broncs, and that's how you get to 23 points. On the other side, for the Lady Thunderbirds, they were led in scoring off the bench by Jade Brown, 6'2 junior. She had 8. Peyton Perea had 3. Emily Phelps had 2. Taylor Schaefer had 2, and Peyton Hall had 5. And from a defensive standpoint, if you look at that, I mean they held Cash Haas to 0 points. She's actually the leading scorer on average for Cheyenne East, and Haas hasn't scored here in this game. Neither team shooting particularly well from the free throw line, even though they haven't been very many free throws in the game, just a total of 9. Lady Broncs just 2 for 4. I'm sorry, 1 for 4, just 1 for 4 from the free throw line in the first half, and Cheyenne East with a slight advantage going 3 of 5 from the free throw line in the first half. The boys' game should be slightly delayed. This game got started a little bit late because of a overtime game at the JV level, which made this game be held up. So the boys' game likely was scheduled to tip at 7 o'clock. Barring this one going to overtime, we're likely going to see, a 7:10, 7:15 tip. But, of course, you can listen in on 1410 KWYO and 106.9. If you're listening on the radio, you can also listen on your streaming device. Reminder, for the home games, we also video these, or Sheridan Media videos these. I don't video them. We've got a crew that does a much better job than I could do, but they do a really good job keeping the score. You can watch the game as well as hear the audio, so just go to SheridanMedia.com's homepage and click on the banner, and you can watch this game live, and you can watch the boys' game as well. Tomorrow, the girls will tip off against Cheyenne Central, set to tip somewhere around noon against Cheyenne Central. The Lady Indians are over in Gillette right now taking on Campbell County, and then the boys will follow that one. Tip scheduled somewhere around 1:30, and if you thought you were just going to hang out in the house tomorrow because it's cold and blustery out there, make your way down to the gym and support your youth athletes here. 2 really intense teams, 2 good athletic teams, both of the Sheridan teams, the boys and the girls, and I know they'd love to have you out here supporting the Broncs and Lady Broncs. We are getting set for the second half, so we'll hear from our sponsors once again. Lady Broncs lead 23-20. You are listening to Lady Bronc Basketball on Sheridan Media Sports.
KWYO Sheridan.
Wyoming Corporate Office is the trusted business choice behind thousands of businesses. Whether it's business formation, payroll, corporate paperwork, mail scanning service, or small business phone service, Wyoming Corporate Office powers over 100,000 businesses worldwide and locally. This makes Wyoming Corporate Office the state's largest business-to-business service provider, located right here in Sheridan, Wyoming. If you're drowning in corporate paperwork looking for someone with an unmatched experience that cares and wants to be your partner in making your business successful, trust that Wyoming Corporate Office can help you focus on what makes your business tick. Learn more today by visiting WyomingCorporateOffice.com.
Have you been in to see Sheridan YO Sports Cards yet? It's the spot to get your hands on incredible sports cards and memorabilia. Sheridan's premier spot for buying cards. All major sports cards including fighting, wrestling, Pokemon, and even racing. These guys have hobby boxes for the serious collectors and packs for those getting started. Graded slabs from PSA, SGC, and if you have a big card to grade, talk to the guys to have your card submitted to PSA. Family friendly and located inside Sheridan Stationery Books and Gifts, 535 North Main, open 7 days a week.
Did you know Sheridan Motors is Sheridan's only locally owned and operated new vehicle dealership? That means when we thrive, Sheridan directly benefits. We're proud to support our hometown through sponsorships, good deeds, and excellent full-time jobs with benefits. Stop by your locally owned and operated Sheridan Motors to check out our incredible selection and find out what's coming soon. We know you have a choice when it comes to shopping for new and used cars, servicing your vehicle, and purchasing tires. On behalf of Sheridan Motors' entire team, thank you for your business.
Need screen printed and embroidered items? Well, whatever you need, Kilpatrick Creations is the go-to local company for these types of items. If it's screen printed or stitched, we are the ones to help you. Give us a call first. We're here to help you and want to help you with your imprinted garment or accessory needs. We've been in the business and serving Sheridan County for over 20 years. We have the experience, talent, and selection of goods that allows us to help you promote your business, club, or event in the best, most affordable way possible. Come see Kilpatrick Creations for all your screen printed or embroidered needs.
Hi, this is DJ Dearcorn of First Federal Bank and Trust, and you are listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Live from Sheridan High School, we are ready for the second half. Lady Broncs lead 23-20. Both teams going over the final instructions from their coaches. Cheyenne East takes the floor first. It's Brown, Hall, Haas, Schaefer, and Perea on the floor for the Lady Thunderbirds. Sheridan breaks their huddle, and it's McMullen, Wagner, Blue, Tridy, and Hanift. So starters on the floor for the Lady Broncs. Meanwhile, Jade Brown, who started on the bench for Cheyenne East and leads the Lady Thunderbirds in scoring this game, is on the floor. It's East ball to start, 23-20. Sheridan leads. And East is working left to right across your radio dial. Inbound pass goes to Hall. She swings it over to Schaefer. Schaefer one dribble back to Hall. Lady Broncs shows zone. Hall one step, gets down to the low, fires a shot over Wagner, misses it. Offensive rebound Haas and put it up and in. Well, I said Haas was the leading scorer on average on the season and hadn't scored in the first half. She got the offensive rebound and the putback right there, so quickly she makes amends for that, for not scoring in the first half, and it's 23-22. Lady Broncs lead. Pass goes to McMullen, now to Blue. Blue skip pass over to Tridy. One dribble. Little lob pass down low to Hanift. Oh, she does a good job going up and catches it. Loses her feet, and now it's stolen away as Hall comes away with that basketball. When the double team came, Hanift just had a hard time with her feet and wound up. She was about to go to the floor, and ball is passed down low to Haas. Now swing it out to Hall, and Hall back up dribbles with Blue on her. Left-hand dribble over to Schaefer. Schaefer's on the left wing, 35 feet from the hoop. Now to Hall. Hall, couple dribbles, pass off Perea. Perea, quick pass to the elbow. Haas fires a shot from there and drills it. Boy, no pressure from the Lady Broncs there as they allow Haas to shoot that. And Haas is a 44% shooter from two-point range, and she drilled that one. 24-23, Lady Broncs trail by one. Lady Broncs trying to break pressure. They do. Tridy crosses half court. Passes right, Wagner. Wagner looking inside. Instead dribbles with Brown on her. Passes off to McMullen. McMullen, quick three, top of the key, air ball, and it hits the baseline out of bounds. McMullen missed everything on that one. Looks like that ball came out of Avery's hand. Funny. She's got a nice shot. That one came out off on her palm down near the base of the hand as opposed to up on the fingers, and as a result it was short. East breaks pressure. It's Brown with it. Right-hand dribble. Kick it off the corner. Perea. Perea, left-hand dribble. Gets to the paint. Kicks it out to Schaefer. Schaefer. Little crossover dribble. Now to Hall. Hall working against McMullen. Now to Brown. Open three. Corner. Over Haniff. Buried it. Jade Brown hits the three. And Coach Sullivan wants an immediate timeout. Down 23-27. We're not even 2 minutes gone here in the third quarter. And Coach Sullivan, he is incensed. He's covering his mouth right now. And I'm certain he's yelling, but he's got his mouth covered so nobody can read his lips. And he is red. They gave up an easy shot to Haas at the elbow. Nobody closed out. Haas had a wide open look from 15. She buried it. Then Brown gets the ball in the corner, and whoever's responsibility it was, I mean, Haniff came out late. I don't know if it was her responsibility, but it was a wide open three to Brown, and Brown buried it. And Jade Brown, on the season, does not shoot very many threes, just 2 of 3, now 3 of 4, after she was allowed to just get wide open in the right-hand corner. Lady Broncs working right to left across your radio dial, working against pressure. They break it. Pass goes to Wagner, right wing. Now to McMullen, top of the key. Skip pass, Tridy, left wing. Tridy dribbles right-handed up near the volleyball line, guarded by Brown. Pass goes off to Wagner. Now to McMullen. McMullen's guarded by Hall. And McMullen throws it into the stands. She was looking for Tridy, and Tridy jumped a little early, but the pass was still high. Even if Parker had jumped on time, I think that ball was winding up in the stands regardless, and it's a turnover by the Lady Broncs. 27-23, Lady Broncs trail by 4. Cheyenne East with the lead in the half court. Hall with it, ball overhead. Lady Broncs still playing this 1-3-1 zone. They've primarily played this. They have showed man, but primarily have been comfortable in the 1-3-1. They've played a lot of 1-3-1 early on in this season. East being patient, just passing it around the perimeter. Now Hall winds up with it, top of the key, swing it over Perea in the corner. She's hounded by Haniff. Haniff wants her to go baseline, gets her baseline, but a foul on the floor as Wagner came over and fouled Perea before the pass came off, and fouls obviously on the floor. McMullen out, Newton in. Haniff, Newton, Wagner, Blue, and Tridy on the floor for the Lady Broncs. Hall inbounding for East. She's joined by Haas, Perea, Brown, and Schaefer. Inbound pass goes to Perea. They hit a cutting Haas. Little spin move on Haniff. Fires a shot up off the glass. Does not go. Rebound pulled in by, I thought it was going to be Schaefer, but Wagner actually came up with it, then walked. No call. Passes off to Blue. Well, the refs have been letting the girls get away with extra steps. Haniff with it. Haniff working against Haas. Little step through. Right-hand shot up and good. And Mesa now has 4 in the game. Way off her season average. But we've seen Mesa go crazy quickly and get about 8 points in a short stretch. Wondering if that'll get her going here in the second half. Lady Broncs trail by 2. In the half court, Perea with it along the baseline. Haniff trying to push her baseline. Instead, skip pass goes out to Hall near the top of the key, left side. Hall works over to Schaefer. Schaefer fires a left-handed 3 from the corner, wide open. She buried it. Taylor Schaefer with 5 points in the game. She's a 44% three-point shooter. Not a ton of attempts on the season, about 2 per game. She got that one to go, and skip pass to Blue, now to Tridy, right wing. Back to Blue. Blue, little jab step. She'll take a 3. Top of the key. Bang, Ella Blue. As Blue has 9 points in the game. And it's 28-30. Lady Broncs trail by 2. Hall breaks pressure. Double team comes. Newton and Blue applying it. Pass goes to Haas. Now over to Schaefer. Swing it all the way around. Perea, wide open 3 in the corner. Bang. Peyton Perea wide open. Well, the Lady Broncs, this 1-3-1 is getting exposed in the corner. Pass went to Newton. In the full court pressure from Wagner. Newton overhead pass. Dangerous pass. Couldn't be secured by Haniff, and Haas comes up with it. Looking inside for Brown. Good entry pass. Brown fires a shot. Does not get it to go, and Brown to the line to shoot 2 free throws. Brown was 2 of 2 in the first half. Back at the line to shoot again. And Brown with 11 points in the game. The leading scorer for both sides. At the line in a 33-28 game. Now make it 34-28 as Brown knocks that free throw in and has 12 points. Brown just a 44% free throw shooter, and she's 3 for 3 here today. Haniff, Chase, Tridy, Newton, and Blue on the floor as Chase just checks into the game. A couple substitutions for East as well as Brown again hits that one. She has 13. 35-28, biggest lead in the game for East, for actually either side. It's a 7-point game. Newton with it, working against pressure. Dangerous pass again. Tridy does a good job coming to get it. Dumps it off to Haniff to cross half court. Haniff working against Brown. Tries a little pass to Newton, who cut into the paint. Now kicks it out to Haniff. Haniff working against Brown. Left-hand dribble. Into the paint. Tries to draw contact. Does, and the sideline official called a foul. And I'm actually kind of surprised. Actually, they don't get Brown, which is a good call. I was going to say, I'm kind of surprised they whistled Brown for it. They whistled a reach-in on Phelps. So Emily Phelps, the sophomore, played just a little bit in the first half, has 2 points in the game, fouls Haniff, and Haniff goes to the line, gets that one to go. She's now 1 of 3 from the free throw line, has 5 points in the game. And into the game comes Mackenzie Hall. She's a 5'11 junior, did not play in the first half as Brown checks out. Second one up and good for Hanift. It's a 5-point game. Hanift has 6 points in the game. 30-35 is your score. Lady Broncs trail by 5. And it's Cheyenne East basketball working against pressure, and a timeout is called by Eric Westling as he was concerned about a 10-second violation as East was kind of slow playing the full court pressure. They were just passing the ball back and forth, and then they were slow to dribble. So Eric Westling burns a timeout, does not want to turn it over in a 5-point game on a 10-second violation. You've got, once the ball is inbounded, you've got 10 seconds to cross half court, and East was not moving with any urgency right there. 35-30 is your score. Lady Broncs trail by 5. They led pretty much the entire first half. They went into half up 23-20. They had a 4-point lead at the end of one, and East has come out here in the second half and put up 15 points already. Just wide open threes from East as Sheridan has not been able to cover the corner in this zone. And East is doing a good job opening themselves up in the corner and then finding the open person down there. Cruz cross half court after the timeout. She's guarded by Tridy. It's man-to-man from the Lady Broncs. Pass goes off to Phelps. She drives into the paint, kicks it out Fonseca. Air ball. Rebound cleared out of there by nobody. Hall was going for it. The ball's knocked out of bounds. It was last touched by Hanift. Looked like Hanift jumped over Hall's back. This is Mackenzie Hall, not Peyton Hall. Mackenzie Hall wears 0. She's 5'11". She's a junior. Peyton Hall wears 33. She's 5'7", also a junior. Inbound pass goes to Mackenzie Hall, now looking for Hawes. Tipped away by Hanift, run down by Hawes. Hawes out on the three-point line, trying to get an entry pass to Mackenzie Hall. Can't. Pass goes over to Fonseca, right side. Hounded by Blue. Man-to-man, they're looking inside for Hall again. She gets it, posts up, fires a shot, doesn't go. And we've got a whistle down low. So Mackenzie Hall goes to the line. And Mackenzie Hall, it doesn't look like, at least according to WyoPreps, has not played in the game. She has 0 stats on the season. Has not showed up as playing. And she's at the line shooting free throws. So shot is up and no good. She misses that one. Neither team shooting great from the free throw line tonight. Second free throw in a 5-point game is up, and it does go. So Mackenzie Hall goes 1 for 2 on that trip. She has a point in the game, and Phelps checks out. It's Peyton Hall into the game, so both Halls on the floor for Cheyenne East. And Sheridan working against this pressure. Pass goes to Newton. One dribble. Finds Hanift across half court. Quick pass to Chase. Chase at the elbow. Little spin. And she almost lost it. Tridy runs it down. Off to Hanift. Hanift. Corner. Working against the smaller Fonseca. A little spin. Kick it out. Newton. Open three. Left wing. No good. Great offensive rebound. Kaylee Chase. She fires a shot. Does not go. And rebound pulled in by Tridy. Off to Newton. Newton. Now to Blue. Deep three over Hall, doesn't go. She gets her own rebound, stops at the elbow, bounce pass to Newton. Newton had an open shot, didn't take it. Passes off to Blue, and the Lady Broncs reset. 36-30, Lady Broncs trail. Blue with it in the half court, passes to Chase at the elbow. Cutter's running through now. Chase decides to dribble. Chase on the floor, little bounce pass off to Blue. Blue kicks it off to Tridy, and Tridy makes a really bad pass. She tried to split 2 defenders, and is stolen away by East. And now it's Cruz with it. Just a forced pass. Goes over to Hawes. She'll fire a quick 3 and hit it. Big shot from Cash Hawes. She has 7 in this quarter. And it's a 9-point lead for East. Bounce pass goes off to Blue. Blue forces a pass into Tridy, and Tridy's fouled by Mackenzie Hall. Second team foul on East here in the third quarter. Wagner checks into the game as we had a little. I was just getting confirmation that Mackenzie Hall had, in fact, not played on the season. Like I said, she came in here in the third quarter. The East faithful gave her a big cheer, and then she goes to the free throw line. And WyoPreps had it absolutely correct. Blue gets down into the paint off the inbound pass, fires a shot, swatted away by Hawes. Brown comes up with the loose ball. Brown up the sideline. She runs past Sheridan, gets down into the low block. Ball's knocked away. She runs it back down. Now she back pivots, kicks it off to Schaefer. Schaefer one dribble, kick it out wide open 3. Fonseca, no good. Oh, good box out by Aaron Newton, and Wagner pulls down the rebound for Sheridan. Sheridan trails by 9. This game could get away from Sheridan. They need a bucket bad. 39-30, Sheridan down. Blue with it, top of the key, guarded by Fonseca, man-to-man. Blue, backup dribble after she gets the call from Coach Ryan Sullivan. Pass goes left wing McMullen, now Newton top of the key. Newton looking right, dribbles left on Schaefer. Nice pass underneath to Wagner, and then Wagner's tied up on help by Haas. Jump ball, and the possession arrow stays the way of Sheridan. Into the game comes Perea. Haas out. So Peyton Hall, Perea, Schaefer, Brown, and Fonseca on the floor for East. Newton passes it off to Blue. Now to a cutting McMullen. Now to Newton. Open three. She takes an extra dribble. Fires a shot off the backboard. No good. Rebound hauled in by Brown. And with 42 seconds to go, Cheyenne East can make this a double-digit game. 30-39. Lady Broncs trail by 9. Hall with it. This is Peyton. McKenzie's back on the bench. Pass goes off to Schaefer. Now to Perea. Now to the corner. Hall thought about the three. Newton closed out on her. Hall fakes a three again. Passes to Schaefer. Schaefer, left-hand dribble. Gets down to the low block. Fires a shot, and she's fouled by McMullen. So the lefty Schaefer goes to the free throw line to shoot 2. McMullen, Newton, Wagner, and Chase are along the free throw lane, awaiting the free throw from Schaefer, and Blue stands out at the top of the key, awaiting the free throw. Shot up and no good. Missed badly by Schaefer. Schaefer on the season was 8 for 12 from the free throw line, 67%. Missed that one, so now she's 8 for 13. And that was McMullen's second foul for the record. Schaefer, shot up no good. Rebound hauled in by Cam Wagner. 20 seconds to go. Lady Broncs down 9. They need a bucket badly. Blue passes off to Wagner. Now back to Blue. 15 seconds. Blue's at the volleyball line. Right side, guarded by Fonseca. Blue tries to drive. Nothing there. Blue's got to get rid of it. It's almost a 5-second call. Blue does. Gets it to McMullen. Blue actually draws a foul. She was fortunate there wasn't a 5-second call there. Fonseca was close. Blue got it off and was fouled. Just the third team foul on East. So Sheridan now has to inbound from underneath their own hoop with 6 seconds on the range scoreboard. Inbound pass to Chase. Chase holds the ball on her right. Ella Avery McMullen got run over. She's laying on the floor. She's hurt. Chase fires a three. That does not go. Like I said, this has been a physical game. And McMullen limps off the floor from the right side. She's not feeling good. Chase fired a three there at the end of as the clock winded down. McMullen was just lying on the floor. And Chase took one dribble and fired a three as the clock was at 1 second. She missed it off the front iron, and the Lady Broncs trail 30-39. Well, they were up 3 at half, so a 12-point swing. 12-point swing as some third grader just hit a half-court shot to win $200. I think it's Hamrick's little brother. Well, you'll hear Hamrick's name quite a bit. And Tanner Hamrick is a junior for the Broncs, and his younger brother Dane just hit the half-court shot. And the crowd erupts. That's what the sound was, guys. 39-30. Lady Broncs trail by 9. We're headed into the fourth quarter. Coach Sullivan going over his final instructions with the girls. Lady Broncs are 8-0 on the season. Clearly the best team they've played all season is this Lady Thunderbird team, and Lady Thunderbirds are 9-1 on the season. I don't know what that St. Thomas More team is from South Dakota that they lost to. I don't know what they're like, but I'm assuming that's a good team. But I'm guessing if you asked Coach Westling, this Sheridan team is, if not the best, it's probably the second best team that East has faced this season. And East pulled away there in the third quarter with a 9-point lead. It's East basketball to start the fourth. It's Blue, Tridy, Newton, Wagner, and Hanift on the floor. Schaefer, Hall, Perea, Haas, and Brown for East. East basketball, Schaefer with it right wing. She's guarded by Tridy. Almost threw it away. Ball's on the floor. Brown and Hanift fight over it. Brown tumbles to the floor. Mesa was already on the floor, and the possession arrow goes to Sheridan on the jump ball call. Well, Sheridan only scored 7 points in that third quarter, and they must do a better job offensively. Newton with it, threw it away. Newton looking for Wagner. She just stared her down in the full court pressure against this full court pressure and just threw it right there, and it was stolen away. And then Haniff makes a great play on Brown. Stole it away. Gets it to Tridy up the right side. She fires a layup. No good. Ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by East as Schaefer knocked it out of bounds. But, boy, you got to have those transition opportunity for Tridy. Now Hall, give her credit, Hall gave her chase. She made it at least not an easy layup, but you've got to have those. Down 9. Wagner with it in the corner. Pass goes off to Newton. Newton looking to the left, nothing there, and she's fouled. Bad foul from Peyton Hall. It's definitely a foul. Don't get me wrong. There's 100% there was contact there. It's out on the perimeter. I'm actually kind of surprised they let it go, or they whistled it, because this has been a physical game, and I don't mind a physical game one bit, as long as it's consistent. It has been. A little surprised they called Hall for the foul there. Blue with it. Blue top of the key. Swing it over to Tridy. Tridy right-hand dribble, working left. Now kicks it over to Wagner. 7 minutes, 17 seconds to go on the range scoreboard. Lady Broncs with the basketball, down 9. Blue with it. Man-to-man from East. Schaefer guarding Ella. Pass goes off to Parker. Parker. Tridy, left wing. Now to Newton, top of the key. Swing it over Haniff. Fakes a 3. Gets a step on Haas. Into the paint. Little shot up. No good. A lot of contact there. No call. And Haas pulls down the rebound. Brown across half court. Now a little backup dribble. Now she works left. Hands it off to Schaefer. Schaefer, top of the key. Left-hand dribble. Kicks it off to Hall. Left wing. Guarded by Newton. And Hall, they finally call Hall for a travel. She's traveled many times in this game out on the perimeter. Just she shuffles her feet, and they let it go. That time she gets whistled for it, and that was actually probably the least obvious of the 4 or 5 that have happened. A lot of them have happened in transition where she just gets an extra step, and they call it. But, I mean, Cheyenne's can turn it over all they want right now. Sheridan cannot score. They're in a drought. Blue gets into the paint. Nice little pass underneath to Wagner. Wagner, a little turnaround shot, air ball. Rebound by Brown. Brown's had a nice game for East. Averages 6 rebounds a game, 10.5 points, and she hands the ball off to Hall. Hall darts into the paint. Little jump pass out to Schaefer. Fires it. Airball, missed everything. I missed it by 3 feet. And then the rebound is tied up by Cam Wagner and Cash Haas. I don't know if that ball came off of her hand funny. Schaefer's not a bad shooter. And, she missed that thing by 3 feet to the left. Wagner out. Chase in. Chase, Haniff, Tridy, Newton, and Blue on the floor. Inbound pass goes to Schaefer. Kicks it out Haas. She fires a 3. Open 3 left side as Chase didn't get out on her. And Haas has 10 in the game, her season average. And now it's a 12-point lead for East. And Lady Broncs with 6 minutes to go just can't get anything going offensively as Newton just throws up a prayer pass, but Ella Blue bails her out. Ella Blue, well, you teach kids when they're young, anytime the ball is passed to you, you've got to go get it. And that is exactly what happened if you're watching on the video. That ball should have been stolen, but Ella went after the basketball, and she drew a foul on East because she gained ground on the basketball, and East did not. Blue passes off to Chase, left elbow, ball overhead, ball's knocked away. Perea knocked it away, ball's on the floor. Fonseca dives on it, and Sheridan must take care of the basketball better than they are. They're down 12 with 5:48 to go in the game. Lady Broncs on the verge of losing their first game of the season. Newton inbounding from the sideline, bounce pass off to Haniff. Now Blue, swing it over quick to Tridy, left wing. Back to Blue, right wing. Now to Haniff, right side, guarded by Haas. Haniff, little jab step into the paint. Left-hand layup, up and good. Mesa Haniff with 8. She's quick. Not only does she 5'11", but she's quick, very athletic, has good leaping ability, and she's able to get that one to go. And Haniff with 8. Give East credit. They've done a good job of limiting Haniff's touches. Brown with it on the perimeter, hounded by Haniff. Pass goes off to Perea, guarded by Chase. 32-42. Lady Broncs down 10. Pass goes to the corner. Haas fakes a 3. Newton closes out. Now it goes to Fonseca. Fonseca, couple dribbles left hand. Now to Haas. Open 3. She fires at top of the key. Banks it hard off the glass. No good. Rebound to Perea. Another offensive rebound. And missed. Rebound on the floor. Tridy does come away with it and secures it and then threw it right into the hands of Jade Brown. Another turnover by the Lady Broncs. Tridy fouls. Jade Brown goes to the line. I mean, you work so hard for the rebound, and then you just throw it right into the hands of Brown. Great hustle from Tridy to get that ball. Then she picks up her dribble, and she's listed at 5'6". Brown's listed at 6'2", and Tridy just tried to throw it over her head, and that's not going to work. Brown back at the line, misses her first free throw of the game. She was 4 for 4 prior to that. The junior has 13 points, leads all scorers for either side. A couple substitutions for East. It's Newton, Chase, Haniff, Tridy, and Blue on the floor for the Lady Broncs. Brown at the line. She's joined by Hall, Haas, Cruz, and missed free throw. Offensive rebound goes the way of East, and then the ball's knocked away. Ooh, they knocked it out of Cruz's hands, and Sheridan comes away with it. Oh, I thought Sheridan was going to give up another offensive rebound, and thankfully they created a turnover. Pass goes off to the right side, Newton. Newton tries to drive baseline, cut off. Pass goes to Chase. Chase, one dribble off to Hanift. Hanift, open three, left wing. Bang, Mesa Hanift. She has 11, and it's actually, her foot was on the line. I lied. She has 10 in the game, 10 points for Hanift, and it's 34-42, and we've got to travel on Cruz out on the perimeter as East was streaking the other way. 4:26 to go. It's a big shot from Hanift. It's an 8-point game now, and a turnover by Cruz gives Sheridan the ball back. Newton inbounds it to Hanift. Little bounce pass off to Newton. Newton, one dribble, picks it up, skip pass way up high, knocked out of bounds by Hall. That ball's just getting way too much air. Newton, one dribble and then picks it up. She's got to keep her dribble and then make a crisper pass. That one dribble, you're not able to get much on the pass as she's being guarded man-to-man, and the rest of Cheyenne East is in the zone. Pass goes off to Hanift. Hanift at the elbow, makes a little move, gets into the paint, little step through, shot up and good. Hanift with 12 now, 36-42, and I would just feed the well. I'd go to Hanift every single time. She's the only Lady Bronc able to score here in this fourth quarter. Hall with it. Goes down low, fires up a wild shot, no good. She was trying to draw a foul. Nothing there. Hanift throws it away, or rather Newton. Newton threw it away. Rebound, or rather the steal's hauled in by Fonseca. She goes to Hall in the corner. Hall's guarded by Tridy. And Cheyenne East can slow it down with 3.5 minutes to go. Fonseca with it, guarded by Blue, man-to-man. Fonseca gets it poked away. Ball's on the floor. Newton comes up with it, passes off to Chase, and Coach Sullivan called a timeout as Newton was on the floor. She actually had Chase open, and she got it to her. And Sullivan is just checking with the official. He's out on the floor. He checks with the official where they're going to inbound, and it's a full timeout. Lady Broncs trail by 6, 36-42. You're listening to Lady Bronc basketball on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
KWYO Sheridan.
Have you been to the showroom at Thompson Master Masons? If you're thinking about doing a masonry project, you need to stop by and check it out. Thompson's is located on the corner of Broadway and 11th in Sheridan with a showroom full of brick and stone samples. They offer both man-made and natural stone. As a matter of fact, Thompson Master Masons has the widest selection of stone, block, and brick in town. Wholesale or retail, contact Thompson Master Masons.
Hi, I'm County Commissioner Christy Haswell, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Well, we said these were big games for East and Sheridan, and Central and Campbell are playing a big game over there in Gillette tonight as Central came up from Cheyenne and made their way over to Campbell County. And at last update, Cheyenne Central was up 16 at half. So we figured these are the 4 best teams in the state. Not sure in which order. But East leads Sheridan by 6, 3.5 minutes to go, and it's Sheridan basketball. McMullen with it. McMullen, a little bounce pass over to Wagner, working against full court pressure. Good pass from Ballou to Hanift. Now down to Tridy, out to Hanift. Hanift traveled, they didn't call it. Hanift gets into the paint, kick it out, open three. Tridy right wing, no. Rebound hauled in by Schaefer. That would have been a huge 3 by Tridy. It would have cut the lead to 3, but instead the deficit is still 6 for the Lady Broncs, with exactly 3 minutes to go on the range scoreboard. Fonseca with it. She picked up her pivot foot, and a timeout called by head coach Eric Westling. So you see coaches use these timeouts as they don't want to turn it over. Every possession matters so much, and I wish you could drill that through the girls' heads early in the game, right? Every possession is super important, so every time you make a silly turnover, that's a time you don't have an opportunity to score the basketball. And you see coaches obviously don't want to use their timeouts in the first half, and not have any left. But you see coaches use their timeouts when their girls are in a bad spot because those possessions are so important. You could just drill that into 15, 16, 17, and 18-year-olds' heads, how important every possession is, and take care of the basketball. As it stands, we're in a 6-point game. Cheyenne East has possession out of the timeout. They're awaiting the basketball from the official. Schaefer to inbound. She's joined by Hall, Fonseca, Haas, and Brown. McMullen, Wagner, Hanift, Tridy, and Blue on the floor for the Lady Broncs. Hall passes off to Schaefer. Schaefer, left side, working against the zone. Finds a cutting Fonseca. Kick to the corner, Hall. Hall drives baseline. Little Euro step, fires a shot. No good. Good D by Cam Wagner, but Schaefer gets the offensive board. Kicks it out to Brown. Oh, boy. It's a big rebound right there by Schaefer. Lady Broncs had position and just couldn't get the ball. Schaefer with it now over to Hall. And Coach Sullivan slaps the floor with both hands. He is upset right now. They need a lot of pressure. Ball goes to the corner. Open three. Hall buried it. Peyton Hall with 8 in the game, and that may have just done it. I mean, it's a 9-point game, and there's 2.5 minutes to go, but that may have been it. Tridy with it. She streaks across half court. 2-on-2 break. Kick it out. Wagner. Extra pass. Blue. Blue down to the low block. She jumps in the air and throws it away. She threw it right to Hall. Jumped in the air, had nowhere to go, and then McMullen fouls, but they don't call the foul. They just call it out of bounds on McMullen. Well, it's certainly not over, but it's a tough hill to climb right now. Pass goes off to Brown. Oh, bad D, and Brown got it and then missed the layup. Oh, she had a bunny on the left side. She missed it, and the rebound is hauled in by Haniff. She's fouled by Hawes. That's the third team foul, so Sheridan's not shooting free throws yet. Down 9 with 1:59 to go, and that three-pointer by Hall from the corner may have just done it for the Lady Broncs. McMullen, bullet pass over to Blue. She threw it to the sideline. It was caught by head coach Ryan Sullivan on the bench, and another turnover by the Lady Broncs. It's like the 5th time today the Lady Broncs have thrown a pass way too high for their intended target. Schaefer with it in the half court, guarded by Blue, man-to-man. Schaefer gets Blue to fall down, gets to the elbow, kicks it off Perea. Perea, they're doing a little dribble weave with Fonseca. Fonseca passes it off to Hall. Hall guarded by McMullen. Works right, little dribble weave off to Perea, swing it over to the left side, Fonseca. Fonseca looks inside, dribbles right, now off to Schaefer. We're at 1.5 minutes. Schaefer crossover dribble to the elbow, kick it out Hall. Fakes a three, drives left, gets into the paint, fires a shot, and no good. Foul, I think they are going to get Parker Tridy from behind. They do. Tridy gave up the position and gave her a little shove from behind, and Hall is at the line to shoot 2. She's 1 for 3 from the free throw line in the game. Just a 57% free throw shooter on the season. She has 8 points in the game, does the 5'7" junior, and that one goes. So 9 points in the game for Hall, 2 of 4 from the free throw line, and it's a 10-point game. Lady Broncs trail by 10, 46-36. 1:27 to go on the range scoreboard. Hall's second free throw is up, and it goes. So Hall now gets into double digits. She has just about her season average. She averages 10.5 points a game, has 10. Inbound pass goes to Wagner. 1.5 minutes to go. Lady Broncs are going to have to hit some threes. Blue with it. They break pressure. Blue down into the paint. Fire a left-hand shot up and good. Ella Blue with 11. Quickly the other way. Hall gets across, up 9, and she throws it almost away. Schaefer saves it. Wagner runs it down, and that's a bad play. Just let it go out of bounds. Pass goes to Tridy. Tridy streaks down to the low block. Kick it out Haniff. Haniff working against Brown. Double team comes. Pass to Wagner. Top of the key. Wagner darts into the paint. Fires up a shot off the glass. No good. Rebound hauled in by Brown, and that should do it. Lady Broncs down 9. 54 seconds to go. East possession. Brown crosses half court, and a timeout by head coach Eric Westling. And he's going to take a full timeout, so we'll join him with a timeout. Lady Broncs trail 38-47. 50 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. You're listening to Lady Bronc basketball on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
KWYO Sheridan.
Texting and driving. Texting and driving? Everyone knows there really is no and. You're either texting or you're driving. In other words, if you're typing or reading anything while you're behind the wheel, you're not paying attention and you're not in control of your vehicle. That's why law enforcement around the state is cracking down on distracted driving. Hey, Wyoming, let's put an end to texting and driving because we all know better. There is no and. This message was paid for by WYDOT.
This is Dr. Dana Leroy with Leroy Family Dental, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Out of the timeout, it's Cheyenne East basketball. They are just finishing up their huddle. Lady Broncs are already on the floor, and on the floor, Mesa Haniff, Darren Newton, Ella Blue, Parker Tridy, and they are joined by the junior Hannah Mowry. Her first action today, she's a 5'5" sophomore. She's quick. She's obviously, they're putting her in to steal the basketball or to possibly foul. But Hannah's very quick. She's a good athlete, and she's in the game now trying to jump passing lanes and steal the basketball. Inbound pass goes to Hawes. Hawes hands off to Fonseca, get it out to Brown. Brown's guarded by Mowry. Brown with a big size advantage now, 38 seconds to go. 9-point game. Hall with it, guarded by Blue. Hall, left-hand dribble along the sideline. Blue hounding her with the left hand on the hip. Pass goes back to Hawes. Hawes hounded by Han after they foul Hawes. Send Cash to the line, and she's a 74% free throw shooter. I'm actually surprised they foul her. I mean, Brown, by average, is the worst free throw shooter on the floor, 44% coming into the game. Now, with that said, she's gone 4 for 5 today, but they foul Hawes, a 74% free throw shooter, and they just let Brown dribble the ball out before and take 10 seconds off the clock. And the Fonseca's inbound pass should have been stolen. Instead, Brown runs it down, and she's fouled. They get Hannah Mowry for the foul, and they do send Brown to the line as that's Sheridan's 5th foul. Actually, nope, just the 4th foul. I lied. I was 1 ahead of myself. So Brown will not be shooting free throws, and now Coach Westling subs her out. Like I said, 44% on average for the season. So she takes a seat, and they get a better free throw shooter in there. Inbound pass goes to Cruz. Cruz passes off to Hall, and Sheridan with 20 seconds left is not going to foul. Blue goes for the steal, knocks it away. Hall dives on the floor, and we've got a foul now. There was a ton of contact before, and they actually get Hall for the foul. They get Peyton Hall. They whistle Hall for the foul. I thought Blue got a chunk of her when she knocked the ball loose, but it doesn't matter. It's a 16-point game, or a 16-second game, and it's 9 points. As now Wagner checks in for Mowry. Sheridan inbounding the basketball. Well, they have to have a 3 here. 16 seconds, and it's got to be a quick 3 if they have any chance, but it'd be one of the biggest comebacks in history, 16 seconds to go. Pass goes to Wagner. Wagner dribbles. Now there's 12 seconds. Off to Tridy. They try to get into the paint. Kick it out. Newton, 8 seconds. Newton does get into the paint. Fires up a layup. It does not go. Haniff with the offensive rebound with 4 seconds left. Splits a double team. Fires it up, and the bucket counts. But doesn't mean anything other than Mesa finished with 14 points, and the Lady Broncs lose by 7. Instead of losing by 9, the Lady Broncs lose 40-47. First loss of the season by the Lady Broncs. And, I mean, do credit East, right? Credit East. They're obviously a really good program. They've been in the state championship several years. Lost in the state semifinal last year to Campbell County. And East just took Sheridan. I mean, 2 things happened. East's defense forced a lot of turnovers from Sheridan, and East hit open shots in the second half. I mean, really, that's the difference in the ball game. East had 23 points at halftime. They had 24 points in the second half, but several of those came on 3-pointers from the corner. There was like 4 out of 5 trips down the floor where Sheridan left that corner 3 open, and they hit it. And then they got another late corner 3 from Hall, which put this game to 12 points, and that was really it. And the Lady Broncs dropped their first game of the year. They fall to 8-1 on the season. Cheyenne East goes to 10-1, and we'll wrap up the scoring here for you for each side. Leading the way was Jade Brown with 13 points for Cheyenne East. Cash Hawes finished with 10, as did Peyton Hall. Taylor Schaefer finished with 6, as did Peyton Perea. Emily Phillips added 2 off the bench, and Mackenzie Hall added a free throw off the bench, and that's how you get to 47 points. Cheyenne East with that. And on Sheridan's side, Sheridan had 2 girls in double digits. Mesa Hannah finished with 14. Ella Blue finished with 11. Cam Wagner finished with 7. Avery McMullen and Parker Tridy each had 3. And Kaylee Chase finishes with 2 off the bench. And, you know, just looking at scores and statistics, it felt like East was the better team. It's much better to see them now on the floor. I think right now, Sheridan obviously can compete with East. I mean, they had a 3-point lead at halftime. Sheridan did some things defensively that got East out of sorts, but Sheridan just wasn't able to continue their offense into the second half or get a little run going in the second half. And East came out victorious, but they'll play at minimum one more time this season, as Sheridan will have to travel down to Cheyenne East and do that trip. They'll play East and Central in about 3 weeks. Meanwhile, the Lady Broncs take on Cheyenne Central tomorrow. That game is set to tip about 12 o'clock unless something happens with the weather where they move it up or something. But Cheyenne Central has to come over from Gillette tonight, so I don't think they're going to move that game up. But again, click on SheridanMedia.com for all of your updates. game times regarding the Broncs, the Lady Broncs. Also, don't forget about Arvada Claremont and Bighorn and Tongue River. Those game times and the results of their games will also be up on SheridanMedia.com. So the sports department over there at SheridanMedia.com does a really good job of updating all the local sports and the local basketball teams. So, again, Lady Broncs lose 40-47. They play Cheyenne Central tomorrow about noon. Again, that game will be streamed live on SheridanMedia.com, and it'll also be broadcast on 1410 and 106.9 FM. So tune into the radio or get on your streaming device and watch the video, and you can listen to the audio as well. But Lady Broncs fall to 8-1 on the season. Cheyenne East goes to 10-1, and we've got a boys game to do. The boys have taken the floor. It's East versus Sheridan. Sheridan is 8-0 coming into tonight's game, and we'll break down that game for you after a word from our great sponsors. You're listening to Sheridan Basketball on 1410 KWIO and 106.9 FM.
KWYO Sheridan.
What are you feeding right now to combat the harsh Wyoming winter? Keep those cows in tip-top shape for spring calving with some help from Farmers Co-op. They have Payback Cow Cake on hand as well as various other payback feeds to help your cows keep weight during the winter months. And don't forget to pick up a Smart Lick tub to help boost their energy as well. Farmers Co-op has the feeds and supplements to keep your herd in top shape this winter. Farmers Co-op, owned by those they serve at 1450 Coffeen Avenue.
Mossholders Design Center proudly supports our young student athletes in Sheridan County. Being a member of a successful team takes determination, a strong work ethic, and great leadership. It's those qualities that have defined Mossholders over the last 115 years in Sheridan. We're proud of the Mossholders legacy, and we're proud of our local athletes and coaches. Let the talented and hardworking staff at Mossholders help you with your next furniture purchase or design project. Mossholders wishes each and every team the best of luck this season. Go Broncs and Lady Broncs.
Hello, this is David Hubert at First Bank of Wyoming. We believe in building lasting relationships with our customers. We value the people in our communities and strive to make sure they have the resources they need to be financially successful. Our experienced staff is committed to providing each of our customers with a personalized banking experience to fit their individual needs. From applying for a loan or helping with your account needs, we're here to help. Stop by and see us at our new location, 460 East Brundage Lane. First Bank of Wyoming, division of Glacier Bank, member FDIC.
Today's world moves fast. Take your banking with you. At Campco Federal Credit Union, banking is easier than ever. Our mobile banking app allows you to check balances, make transfers, and remotely deposit checks. With Remote Deposit, you don't have to mail your checks or brave the roads to deposit them. Our user-friendly app gives step-by-step instructions for remote deposit. From your phone to your account, we provide our members with an easily accessible banking experience. Just download our mobile banking app. Campco Federal Credit Union, NCUA, and Equal Housing Lender.
The McRib is back at McDonald's. That legendary sandwich you've been craving. Tender, boneless, pork dipped in a tangy barbecue sauce, topped with slivered onions and dill pickles, all in a toasted home-style bun. Ah, I can taste it now. Smoky, sweet, savory goodness. It's been calling my name all year long. Order it now in the McDonald's app so it'll be ready when you pull up. The McRib, it's back for a limited time at your locally owned McDonald's restaurants in Sheridan, Buffalo, and Gillette.
With rates changing, there's no better time to speak to a local expert. Start at First Federal Bank and Trust, where our local lenders know you and the current market. Whether you need to get pre-qualified, apply for a loan, or have questions about our programs, we're just a click or call away. If you'd rather start the process at home, that's okay too. Our website has mortgage calculators, checklists, and rates you can check 24/7. Making home happen doesn't get easier. Visit efirstfederal.bank, call us, or stop by. First Federal Bank and Trust, member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, Doug, it's time to take advantage of the Red Tag sales event that's on now at Waring Chevrolet.
That's right, Bob. We've got 3 2024 Chevy half-ton Silverados with up to $7,250 in rebates. Talk about big Red Tag savings there.
And if you're eyeing a 25 Silverado half-ton, you're in luck. You can choose $1,000 in rebates or get an amazing 2.4% financing for 36 months.
Yes, don't wait. Come on down to Waring Chevrolet, 107 East Alger, or shop online at waringsheridan.com.
Happy
Happy summer from EBIA Hearing and Sound. Have fun and please be mindful of everyday sounds that could damage your hearing. Try lowering your earbud volume, using plugs or muffs while mowing the lawn, and taking a break from the noise. Our team can provide comprehensive hearing evaluations, cutting-edge hearing aid solutions, custom hearing protection, and more. Audiologist Dr. Addison Dempsey and hearing aid specialist JT Kraft are now taking new patients. Call today. EBIA Hearing, 674-8920. That's 674-8920.
Congratulations to our hometown shopping sweepstakes winners. At ERA Carroll Realty, we love to take part in fun promotions like these that keep the holidays festive and fun, and also keep our retail dollars right here at home. Hi, this is Tom Bellis with ERA Carroll Realty. We are about more than real estate. We're about family, friendship, and community. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from all of us here at ERA Carroll Realty.
Make 2025 the year you try something new. Sheridan College's community interest classes are perfect for jumpstarting your New Year's resolutions and a new hobby. Explore topics like artificial intelligence, fly fishing, seed starting, and more. Want to learn marketing or sketch architecture? Classes start January 21st and registration is open now. Visit sheridan.edu/community to sign up or call 675-0115. Make this your year of learning with Sheridan College.
This is Dr. Michelle Meehan, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome in, everybody. It's now the boys' turn as this game gets underway a little bit late. We had an overtime game in one of the JV games, so that pushed the girls' game back about 15 minutes, and that's about when the boys will start, about 7:15, about 7 minutes from now after the starting lineups are gone and the national anthem is sung. So it's a matchup of 8-0 Sheridan versus Cheyenne East 6-4. And for those of you listening down in Cheyenne, we also have the option to watch this game on SheridanMedia.com. Go to SheridanMedia.com's homepage, scroll down just a little bit. You'll see the basketball game being broadcast there. You'll get the audio. You'll get the score. Sheridan Media does a really nice job with the video feed. So if you are listening down there, we are thankful that you're listening and glad we could provide you the feed, but you do have a video option that has the score and replay and all that good stuff. But as I was saying, East is 6-4 on the season. I have not got a chance to watch East play this year, not a single minute, so not 100% what to expect out of Cheyenne East. They do have a new head coach, that's Sly Johnson. The folks in Sheridan recognize the name Rusty Horsley. He is no longer coaching basketball, so congratulations to him as he gets set for retirement down there in Cheyenne. But head coach Sly Johnson takes over the Thunderbirds, and thus far on the season he's led them to a 6-4 record. They played some out-of-state teams, losing to Scottsbluff, Nebraska, St. Thomas More, South Dakota. They lost to Sydney. And the only Wyoming team they lost to so far this season was Kelly Walsh, losing by 4 down at that Cheyenne tournament that just happened last weekend. But East, they beat Jackson, Evanston, Star Valley, Riverton, Natrona, and Rock Springs. So I think it's going to be a competitive game. I look at East, you look at some of their statistics. They're a balanced team. They're led in scoring by Sidell Johnson. He's a 6-foot sophomore, averaging almost 17 points a game. But then they have 2 other players in double digits. Cam Nath has 11.5 points a game. Kanan Zawada has 10 points a game. And then right behind them, Trayden Johnson, almost 9 points a game. Noah Jackson, 7.5 points a game. So a balanced scoring team. Looks like a team that's going to be athletic. I mean, what else would you expect from East, right? A team that's going to fly around. They're typically, historically, they've been a team that plays up-tempo defense, high ball pressure defense. We're assuming that's what we're going to see again. But, again, under a new head coach, not quite sure what to expect out of the Thunderbirds. Meanwhile, for Sheridan, if you guys have been listening on the Broncs, they've had a heck of a season to start. I mean, keep in mind, their competition has not been unbelievably stiff. I mean, we talk about it a lot, but the East Conference is definitely the better conference for basketball in boys and girls basketball. But, Sheridan blew out Green River. They defeated Kelly Walsh twice, beat Natrona twice, They destroyed Wheatland, which is a 3A team. But then Sheridan down at that Cheyenne tournament, they came out and they had to deal with a little bit of some games they hadn't really had. Early in the season when they were 5-0, they came out and Riverton just dominated them in the first quarter, and it was like Sheridan didn't even show up to play. And then Sheridan goes from being down 16 in the first quarter to being up at halftime and then pulling away from Riverton at the end and eventually winning by 8, even though they didn't have their best game. And then they beat this Rock Springs team by 10 in their last game before tonight. And that's a Rock Springs team that I think I'm impressed with. I think they definitely are athletic. They seem to be coached well because they play intense defense and they are very disciplined in their defense. With that said, I don't think Rock Springs was the most skilled team on the planet, and Sheridan was kind of. I mean, they had a lead most of the game, but they were able to keep that up. And we've seen Sheridan win blowouts. We've seen Sheridan win really close games. The first Kelly Walsh game, they won on 2 free throws with under a second to go. And then we saw a game where they played Riverton, and they just, I mean, Sheridan didn't have it in the first half, and yet they still somehow came back and defeated a Riverton team. And then they played a Rock Springs team, gave up 29 points to one player, and Sheridan still was able to overcome that and pull out the victory and run their record to 8-0. But the real season starts tonight. It's conference basketball. If you were not listening to the girls' broadcast, the conference tournament has changed this year on the east side. No longer do you have to win 2 before you lose 2. It comes down to one and done. If you win your first game at conference, you're at the state tournament. If you lose your first game at the conference tournament, you're done. And more importantly, if you can get the 1 seed, if you can secure the 1 seed, you will automatically get a bid to the state tournament regardless of what happens at the conference tournament, because the first round will be a bye for the 1 seed. So this game has implications. I mean, how good really is Sheridan? They've looked impressive. I've talked them up. I think they're full of good athletes and skilled basketball players who also play basketball as a team. It's not a bunch of individuals running out there looking for their own statistics. It's been very impressive early in the season to watch this team play, but again, we haven't seen a ton of competition. We'll be in for it the next 2 days as they play East tonight and Cheyenne Central tomorrow around 1:30. And everybody at the Sheridan High School Gymnasium rises and removes cover as we are getting set for the national anthem. So we'll take a break and hear from some of our great sponsors and come back with your starting lineups and the opening tip. You're listening to Bronc Basketball on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
KWYO Sheridan.
Are you wanting to start a business, make some home improvements, or have your eye on a new RV or vehicle? Security State Bank is a locally owned and operated bank that is small enough to listen, yet big enough to help. Security State Bank can help qualified applicants achieve these goals with competitive interest rates and quick in-house decisions. Stop by Security State Bank in Sheridan, Gillette, Worland, Graybull, or Basin and find out more online at ssbwyo.bank. Security State Bank, NMLS 401472, Equal Housing Lender. Start your New Year's resolutions with the Sheridan Rec District's 9th Annual Resolution 5K Run, Saturday, January 4th. The race kicks off at 10 a.m. and starts and finishes at the Sheridan Recreation District office at Thornrider Park. Pre-register online for $10 at SheridanRecreation.com or register on race day for $15 beginning at 9:30 at the Rec District office. There will be a post-race prize raffle where you can win gifts from Pure Energy Fitness. If you have questions, call 674-6421 or go to SheridanRecreation.com. Whether you're starting a business, safeguarding your assets for future generations, or navigating the complexities of property transactions, McCool Law Firm LLC in Sheridan provides tailored solutions that ensure your success. McCool Law Firm understands that each case is unique, and it is committed to delivering personalized service that will exceed your expectations. McCool Law Firm, protecting your legacy, stepping up to bat for you. Find out more and schedule a consultation at McCoolLawFirmLLC.com or call 307-461-9240.
This is Kent Sherwood with Sheridan Physical Therapy, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Live from Sheridan High School, I'm Aaron Lagaki. Starting lineups have been announced for Cheyenne East. They start junior Cam Nath. He stands 6'2". Camden Hassler wears number 2. He's a senior. They start Tanner Stewine. He's a 5'8" senior. Trayden Johnson, a 6'1 senior, and number 31, a 6'3 senior, Noah Jackson. For the Broncs, Connor Bateson gets the start. He's a senior, averages 8 points a game, 3.5 assists a game, and doesn't turn it over very much as the primary point guard for the Broncs. Tanner Hamrick is a junior. He pitches in over 5 points a game, shoots 56% from the floor. Beck Haswell starts for the Broncs. He's a junior, leading rebounder for the Broncs at 5.5 rebounds a game, also pitches in 10 points a game. Number 3, Braden Brudlog, is a sophomore. He's averaging double digits, 10.5 points a game, 2.5 assists per game. And the final name is Nate Miner. He's a junior, leading the state in scoring right now, at least at the 4A level, 19.5 points a game. He also pitches in almost 4 rebounds a game, and the leading stealer on the Broncs, getting 2.3 steals per game, and Miner's been a really efficient shooter. Jumping it up in the middle is Miner. He goes up against Cath. The ball's tipped out of bounds, last touched by East, and it's Sheridan basketball to start as Cath just tipped that right toward the scorer's table and out of bounds. Sheridan in their home whites moves left to right across the radio dial. Cheyenne East starts out on defense in man-to-man. Connor Bateson runs the point for the Broncs. Gets it off to Hamrick right side. Kick it up Brudlog, top of the key. Swing it over Haswell, left wing. Inside Miner, who ran baseline. Miner, a little spin move, little touch shot from down low. Missed it off the back iron, and it's rebounded by East. Pass goes quickly up the sideline to Stewine. Stewine underneath. Oh, good pass to Jackson. Jackson fires up the shot. Can't get it to go. That was actually Johnson. I lied. That was actually Johnson. Shot blocked, and he traveled. So Trayden Johnson averages 8, almost 9 points a game. Went up, the shot was blocked, and he came back down with the ball. So it's a travel by Trayden, and it's Bronc basketball. Second possession for the Broncs. Pass goes to Miner, right wing. Looking inside, instead kicks it to Haswell, top of the key. Fakes a 3, gets it over to Bateson, left wing. Between the leg dribble, now a backup dribble, now to Haswell, top of the key. Off to Miner. Miner gets to the elbow. Double team comes. Now to Hamrick. Back to Haswell. Swing it over quick. Brudlog. Now Bateson in the corner. Fires a 3. Left side. No good. Rebound bounces around. Hauled in by Brudlog. The sophomore passes off to Miner underneath, and then it's stolen away. Good defense by Johnson, as Johnson came over help and stole that. Gets it off really quick to Hassler. Hassler tries a little bounce pass down in the paint, and it's kicked by the Broncs, so it'll stay Thunderbird basketball. 0-0 is your score. No score in the game. 1 minute and 2 seconds in. Baseline out of bounds play. Pass goes into Nath, and it's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Haswell. Hassler inbounding once again. 5'11 senior for Cheyenne East. Averages 6.5 points a game. Inbound pass goes off to Jackson. Jackson swings it over to the left side. Stewine, he tries a 3, does not go. Brudlog pulls down the rebound, and Bateson starts the offense for the Broncs as he crosses half court. Works right, fakes a handoff to Miner. Now looking down low to Haswell. Double team comes. Haswell, ball over his head. Now the double team disappears. Haswell goes up, lays it up and in. Haswell 2 points. We got a little flop underneath from Jackson as Haswell backed in. Not a lot of contact, and Jackson went to the floor trying to draw that foul on the junior Haswell, but no call. And the ball's knocked out of bounds. Last touched by Cheyenne East. Ooh, I thought Miner touched it out of bounds. I thought it went off of Miner. Instead, they're going to say Noah Jackson. So ball touched along the sideline by Jackson. That's the far side from me. Didn't have a great look at it, but it sure looked like Miner maybe tipped it out of bounds. But both officials were right there in an agreement, so must have gone off of Jackson's hand. Bateson with it. He crosses half court, gets it off to Brudlog. 2-0, Broncs lead. First quarter of action. Not even 2 minutes gone. Pass goes to Miner. Miner, right wing, left-hand dribble. Passes off Hamrick. The junior hands it off to Bateson. Bateson, right-hand dribble. Darts into the paint. Little spin move. Little fadeaway shot from 10. Airballed. Came up 3 feet short. That fadeaway is tough. You got to put enough on it, and you don't have the legs when you fade. It's all in the wrist when you shoot that thing, and Bateson comes up short. He's 0 for 2 in the early going. Hassler with it in the half court. Swings it off to Johnson. Johnson, left-hand dribble, working against Brudlog. He traveled. He just got out ahead of himself, did Johnson. It's a second travel call of the game. First one's a tough one to take. He went up for the shot, and it was blocked, and the ball never really came out of his hand, so when he came down, it's travel. That one, though, not a good travel call, and he takes a seat on the bench. Or not a good traveling violation, I should say. Just got ahead of himself. It was the right call. So Bateson with it. He crosses half court, man-to-man from the Thunderbirds. Hassler guarding him. Now pass goes off to Brudlog, right side. Brudlog darts into the paint and has nobody to pass to. Jumped in the air, and Hassler gets credit for a steal as Brudlog just caught himself in the air. Pass goes off to the sub, Johnson. Sidell Johnson gets into the paint. Good pass from Johnson. Shot up and good. He gets the assist as Kanan Zawada came in and scored. Zawada with the layup. First points for East. And Zawada comes off the bench and has 2 quick points on the assist. Haswell off to Brutlog, top of the key. 2-2 is the score. Brutlog looking left, passes left. Bateson gets to the free throw line, out to Hamrick. He'll fire a quick 3, left wing. Bang! Tanner Hamrick. Hamrick, a 38% three-point shooter on the season, got that one to go, and now Zawada with it. Passes off left side. Johnson down low, shot up and good. Tough move by Cam Nath. Tough move as he got to the glass and put it up and in. 5-4, Bronx lead. Pass goes off to Brutlog. He'll fire a quick 3, top of the key. That's no good. Ball hung on the rim for a second. It's tipped out and run down by Johnson. That's Sidell Johnson. And he passes off to Hassler, and Hassler gets down into the paint, fires up a shot. Blocked out of bounds, last touch by Minor. Well, it was a really physical game in the girls' game. They let them play. And 2 of these officials are the same for this game. And I would assume we're going to see more of the same, where they're going to let the boys play a little bit. So you can get away with some stuff. Just keep it clean, but you can play physical. East with it. Pass goes to the corner. They fire up the shot off the inbound pass. It's Sawyer. He missed it, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touched by East. Sheridan takes over with a 1-point lead, 5-4. 4:15 to go. We're in the first period. The 8-0 Broncs take on the 6-4 Cheyenne East Thunderbirds. East has only lost to one Wyoming team this year. That was Kelly Walsh. Pass goes off to Haswell. He's on the left side, and we've got something happen. Something just came on the floor. It's a drumstick. A drumstick comes flying out of the band, who's seated here on the east side of the court. Drumstick goes down along the baseline, and thank goodness a play wasn't going on and somebody tripped on that thing. But, the refs blow it dead, and so now the Bronx inbound. Breck Reed checks into the game. Reed passes it off to Hamrick. Now down low to Minor. Oh, bad defense from East. And then Minor blew the shot. Oh, he had a wide open left shot, and he just came up short with it. And then he ties up the offensive rebound with Noah Jackson. East takes over on the alternating possession arrow. But, boy, you don't see Minor do that. He's a 74% shooter from two-point range. And he just missed the layup. And then East gets it inbounds, and then knocks it off of Tanner Hamrick out of bounds. So East maintains possession. East a little bit out of sorts offensively so far. Not real comfortable against this pressure of Sheridan, but they're only down 1. Pass goes off to Sawyer. Sawyer quickly up the side. Passes it off to Jackson. Jackson fakes the shot. Kicks it off to Johnson. Johnson gets baseline. He pushed off. Yeah, Connor Bateson went flying backwards. Johnson lifted that left arm, that left forearm, and just pushed Bateson in the chest. Offensive foul against Sidell. He's a 6-foot sophomore. He checks out. Back into the game comes Traden Johnson. So you've got Zawada, Hassler, Stewine, Sawyer, and Traden Johnson on the floor as Sidell Johnson takes a seat on the bench. Bateson with it on offense. Bateson, little backup dribble, fires a 3. Can't get that to go. Rebound hauled in by Stewine. Stewine gets it off to Hassler. Hassler hounded by Haswell. Pass it off. Right side. It goes to Sawyer in the corner. River Sawyer fires a shot. Can't get that to go. Bateson pulls down the rebound. And low-scoring game to start. 5-4. 3:18 on the range scoreboard. Bronx with it in the half court. Minor tries a little step-back 3. Left wing, and he got it to go. Well, Minor can't make a 1-foot layup from the left side, but he hits a step-back 3 from 20 feet. It's like, I was too close. And a foul on Hamrick. I mean, I make that joke because Minor's been so efficient scoring the basketball. I mean, 74% from 2, 44% from 3, 79% from the free throw line, and he missed a little left-handed layup earlier. Makes up for it with another 3. His 16th of the season. And it's 8-4, the Bronx lead. East basketball, Zawada inbounding for the Thunderbirds. He looks off, gets it to Johnson down low. Johnson fires a shot, fouled by Reed. Johnson goes to the line to shoot 2. This is Traden Johnson. Sidell Johnson is on the bench. Well, Traden Johnson, 9 points a game, almost 9 points a game for East. Has not scored here today. He's a 54% free throw shooter, 20 of 37 on the season. Johnson at the line, shot up and no good. Too hard off the back iron. Ty Gilbertson checks into the game. Gilbertson, Reed, Brutlog, Haswell, and Minor on the floor for the Bronx. Johnson at the line. Traden fires that one. No good. That one was halfway down and popped out. Minor pulls down the rebound, gets it off to the senior Gilbertson. He runs the point. Gilbertson stops at the three-point line, right side, looking inside for Haswell. Haswell, quick pass over to Reed. He fires a three, left side. That's long. Haswell, good offensive board. Little back move, little back pivot. Fires a shot and good. Beck Haswell's got his 4th point in the game after the offensive board, and the Broncs lead by 6. Gilbertson applying pressure. Good pass from East. They get it down low. Shot swatted away. Last touch by Sawyer. Oh, it didn't go out of bounds. Sawyer saves it inbounds, and there's a foul on Haswell as he dove to the floor. Haswell just ran over Cameron Hassler. I mean, he dove to the floor. He dove over Hassler. So the foul goes against the junior Haswell, and into the game comes sophomore Riley Friday. Checks in for Haswell. Hassler inbounding. Pass goes up top. Minor steals it. He's the leading stealer for the Broncs, and he goes down right side. Oh, and he missed a dunk. He went up the right side, tried to dunk it, missed it. Zawada comes over the rebound. Ooh, Coach Martini will not be happy about that. Pass goes down to Sawyer. Sawyer up and in. So Sawyer has his first points off the bench, and it's 10-6. Broncs lead by 4. Pass goes to Friday, who just checked into the game. Passes off to Brutlog. Brutlog, left wing. Dribbling between the legs. Pass goes to Friday in the left corner. Now to Minor, top of the key. Minor drives into the paint, tries to draw contact. No whistle. I thought it was good defense. I think that was a good no call. Minor lost it, and Hassler has it. Hassler looks right, passes left. That's Stewine. Stewine fakes 3, gets into the paint, fires a shot. No good. Ball's touched by Friday. Then Brutlog out of bounds as Brutlog touched it last off of Johnson's toe. The ball was going out of bounds. Brutlog standing inbounds, reached down around his shins and tapped that ball off of the shoe top of Johnson. We got Sedell Johnson in the game, Cam Nath back into the game, Noah Jackson, Kanan Zawada, and Cameron Hassler. For the Broncs, it's Reed. Alex Osborne checks in for the first time, a junior. Brutlog, Friday, and Gilbertson. So a lot of bench players on the floor for the Broncs. Pass goes off to Brutlog, the only starter on the floor. Pass goes to Friday. He fires a shot. Can't get that to go. Osborne, offensive rebound, fires a shot. He's fouled by Jackson and goes to the line to shoot 2. Alex Osborne has played in 4 games this season. Limited action, mostly, sporadic minutes, maybe a minute and a half here, 2 minutes there. Did have a really great 4 minutes in that tight game against Kelly Walsh as he misses the first free throw, Alex Osborne. He's a junior, wears number 25. He's a lefty at the line. Shot up, and it does not go. Missed them both hard, and now the rebound is hauled in by Zawada. Zawada off to Johnson. This is Sedell Johnson. Sedell, little bounce pass, threw it away. Good defense by the Broncs, but not a great pass by Johnson. Brutlog in transition, kicks it out Gilbertson. He fires a 3, right side. That's airballed, missed everything. Rebound, Nath. Up to Johnson. Sedell into the paint. Shot blocked by Reed. Rebound pulled in by Friday. Boy, frantic pace right now. 2-on-2. Brutlog off to Gilbertson. Gilbertson layup. Got it to go. Ty Gilbertson. In just his 4th game, he was injured off of football. I believe that's his first points of the season. 12-6. Broncs lead by 6. A minute to go. Zawada with it. Passes off left side. Hassler, ball over his head, directing traffic. Gilbertson checks him, man-to-man. Hassler into the paint, fires a little runner. Airballed everything. Pass rebounded by Nath. Then he misses the putback. Ball's on the floor. Oh, great play by East. That was Hassler. Hassler dove to the floor and then found Nath underneath the hoop. Nath lays it up and in. He has 4. 12-8. Broncs lead and a foul. Bad foul right there by Cam Nath. He reached in on Gilbertson as Gilbertson was trying to make the pass to Reed. And boy, that was a frantic minute and a half. I mean, the pace of the game for both sides just picked up a whole notch. And it's not always what you want as a coach. I mean, you like to transition, but you like to be disciplined in your transition, right? Bronc basketball after the foul. Broncs lead by 4. Under 30 seconds to go here. We're in the first period. Brutlog with it. Tries to penetrate. Gets to the lane. Kicks it out to Osborne. Now swings it over Friday. Friday working against Jackson. Double team comes. Now Jackson rips it away from Friday. Just ripped it right out of his hands on the left side. Now to Hassler. Now to Jackson, who ran the floor. Layup up. Oh, he missed it too hard. Leach with the rebound. Off to Brutlog. 7-6. Brutlog crosses half court. Ball in his left hand. Stops. Little step back. Now he steps into a 3, fires it off the backboard, no good, and the Broncs take a 12-8 lead into the second quarter. You are listening to Bronc Basketball on 1410 KWIO and 106.9 FM.
KWIO Sheridan.
A-plus plumbers can install, remove, fix, plumb, clean, ream, put in, take out, redo, undo, and make new any of your plumbing needs. Jack and the team have experience in quality workmanship that you are wanting. If their plumbing prowess were to receive a grade, it would be A+. That's why it's in their name. A-plus Plumbers is number 1 in the number 2 business, and you can reach them at 672-9454. That is 307 Orc Willie. Call them today.
Hi, this is Brent Wolf with Sheridan Motors, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Live from Sheridan High School, I'm Aaron Lagaki. Broncs lead 12-8. Well, you see that score, 12-8, and you think, well, maybe they're slowing it down and being very deliberate on the offensive end. Not the case at all. This game has been pretty frantic, and then it picked up in the last 2.5 minutes of the quarter to an even more frantic pace, and yet neither team can score. East has missed some good looks down low and only had 8 points in that first quarter. Sheridan had some good looks, missed from the three-point line, and only has a 4-point lead. Pass goes off to Leach. Leach on the right wing. Leach looks right, looking underneath, trying to get the pass there. Instead finds Bateson on the left side. Bateson's hounded by Hassler. Pass goes off to Haswell. Haswell working right. Backs in against Jackson. Now gets the low block pass out Leach. Now Bateson swing it over Hamrick. Hamrick looking inside for a cutting Minor. Not there. Goes to Haswell, top of the key. He almost lost it. Does lose it. Ball's on the floor. Who runs it down? It's Haswell. And the Broncs restart their offense with 7.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Bateson over to Haswell. Haswell will fire a three over Jackson. That's no good off the front iron. Rebound to Stewine. Quickly up to Jackson up the left side. Bateson gives chase. Blocked the shot. Rebound Nath up and in. Cam Nath with 6. Bateson, good job playing defense, but then nobody was there to help Sheridan, and then Bateson almost throws it away. Gets it out to Minor. Minor three. Bang. Nate Minor with 2 threes in the game. He has 6. Well, Bateson's a good decision maker. Got away with one there. Threw the ball away, and it bounced back to him, and then he found Minor and gets credit for an assist. Shot blocked away on the other end. Johnson gets it blocked by Leach. Kicks it out to Jackson. He fires a three. That does not go. Haswell with the rebound, and he's hammered by Nath. Nath was doing a great job sprinting for the basketball, but Haswell had position. Haswell went there, had 2 hands on the basketball, and Nath was going for the rebound, just ran right through him, and Nath is acting like he didn't. He's like got his palms up in the air, like, well, how's that a foul? But he made a lot of contact with Haswell. Full court pressure from Cheyenne East. Sheridan breaks it easily. Haswell passes over to Hamrick. Left side, wide open three. Can't get that to go. Rebound, Hassler. 15-10, Broncs lead by 5. East basketball. Hassler off to Jackson. My bad. Johnson. This is Traden Johnson. Traden guarded by Hamrick. Left-hand dribble. Little bounce pass off to Stewine. Stewine guarded by Leach. Leach is giving him space right now. Stewine works right, gets it off to Jackson. Jackson kicks it over left side. That's Nath. He fires a three. That does not go. Rebound pulled in by East. Ball's on the floor. We've got a foul on Ty Leach. I think they might. Leach and Hamrick both dove on the floor trying to create a jump ball. They actually do get Tanner Hamrick. Leach was there first. Hamrick came in second. So Tanner picks up his second foul in the game. The Broncs have 15 points. 9 points from the three-point line, 9 of those 15. And the Broncs make a couple substitutions. Minor, Brutlog, Reed, Haswell, and Bateson on the floor for the Broncs. It's East basketball. Inbound play works over left to Sidell Johnson. Johnson out top of the key. Left-hand dribble, kicks it off to Zawada. Zawada's cut off by Brutlog. Lost the ball. Bateson came up with it. Zawada was trying a left-hand dribble, lost it. Now Bateson quickly to Brutlog. He'll stop, take a three, actually a 2 with his foot on the line. Haswell, offensive board, backs down on the low block, left side, fires a shot and good. What an offensive rebound by Beck, and then a putback. Sheridan leads by 7. Hassler with the basketball. He's being hassled by Bateson. Hassler, little bounce pass goes out of bounds. He was looking for a cutting Sidell Johnson. The pass was just too low. Turnover by Hassler. 17-10, Broncs lead. 5.5 minutes to go here in the second period. Bateson with it. Kick it off to Minor. Minor. Left-hand dribble. Jump stop. Kick it off to Bateson. They haven't broke pressure yet. Now they do. Haswell, top of the key. Over to Minor. He'll try a little step back with his right leg raised. Knocks it down. 8 points for the junior. 19-10. Broncs lead. Sidell Johnson with it, passes off Hassler. Now they go Stewine. Stewine back to the basket, working against Haswell, kicks it out to Sawyer. Sawyer, the junior, makes a pass. It's tipped out of bounds by Minor. The Broncs have had active hands. Broncs always play intense defense, but, man, this group can really play. I mean, they're athletic, they're quick. They play good team defense where guys are in help, so if you do get beat, you know, that's the biggest thing. If you're allowed to, or if you're required to pressure, you want to know that when I get beat, somebody's there to help. And Sheridan does it over and over again, and right there's a perfect example. The pass was going through. They got their hand in the passing lane, knocked it out of bounds because everybody's in the right place. Sidell Johnson passes off to Nath. Nath goes up and jams it. Oh, man, off of 2 feet. Nath has 8 along the baseline. Nath is not that tall, 6'2". He went up off of 2 feet and just slammed that thing from the right side. Haswell with it in a 19-12 game. Broncs in the half court. It goes over to Minor. Makes a little jab step. Fires a 3. That does not go. Brutlog tips it to Haswell. Haswell back up dribble. Double team comes. Ball's on the floor. Johnson gives chase. Johnson got it, but he was on the sideline, and his shoulder was on the sideline. So Traden Johnson with a good hustle, but does not get rewarded with the steal. Minor inbounds it, and the Broncs start their offense. Breck Reed with the basketball. Gets it off to Bateson. Reed and Bateson are joined by Brutlog, Haswell, and Minor on the floor. Broncs lead by 7, 4:20 to go, 19-12. Haswell, top of the key. They give him space to fire the 3. He actually was a 2 foot on the line. Haswell banked it in. It banked off the backboard, rolled around the rim, hit the backboard again, and then fell in. Good touch from the junior. 21-12. Broncs lead by 9. Exactly 4 minutes to go on the range scoreboard. Johnson with it. That's Sidell. Passes off to Jackson. Jackson dribbles right, cut off by Haswell. Now he gets baseline. Passes off to Johnson. Sidell with it. Left hand. Passes off to Nath. Nath works toward the elbow. Gets it to Hassler. Hassler open 3. He'll try it top of the key. No good. Nath skies for the rebound, and he ties it up with Minor. Boy, Nath can really jump. I mean, he showed it on that dunk just a few minutes ago. But Minor can jump a little bit himself, and Nath out-jumped Minor on that one to tie it up for a jump ball. 21-12 is your score. Broncs lead by 9, 3:38. It's Brutlog, Reed, Minor, Haswell, and Bateson on the floor for the Broncs. It's both Johnsons, Jackson, Hassler, and Nath on the floor for East. Hassler gets the inbound pass, passes off to Johnson. This is Traden in the corner. Now to Nath, back to the basket, working against Haswell. Tries a 15-foot fadeaway. That doesn't go. Tough shot. Good D from Haswell. And Minor pulls in the rebound, gets it off to Bateson. Now to Reed. Reed stops at the left wing. Now to Bateson. Open 3. Look from the left wing. Bateson missed that. Brutlog gave chase for the rebound, but it's pulled in by Traden Johnson. Johnson quickly up to Nath, left sideline. Cheyenne East working right to left across your radio dial here in the first half. It'll switch in the second half. Hassler with it, guarded by Reed. Double team comes. Hassler kicks it off to Traden Johnson. Johnson near the volleyball line. Way up, guarded by Brutlog. Little handoff to Hassler. Hassler gets going downhill. Into the paint, fires a shot, and it is good, but a charge was taken underneath the hoop by Beck Haswell. And, I mean, Haswell was without question set. The one question I'd have is, was he under the rim? It looked to me like he was maybe a little deep. You know, in the NBA, they put that little half circle under the hoop to let you know you can't take a charge in there. You can't be under the hoop. Beck was right on that questionable line, and the referees deemed that he was far enough out. So the charge goes against Hassler, his second foul, and it's Bronc basketball with a 9-point lead. 21-12, 2:52 on the range scoreboard. Bateson crosses half court looking for Haswell. Bounce pass to Haswell, top of the key, back to the basket. Now he faces the basket and hands off to Bateson. Bateson's guarded by Zawada, man-to-man from East. Bateson working left, off to Minor, left wing. Now up top, Haswell. Fakes the 3, spins in the lane, kicks it off to Johnny Spielman, who just checked into the game, up and in for Johnny. He has 2 points in the game. The sophomore has given some good bench minutes for the Broncs, and he gets 2 points right there. Zawada with it, gets past man, passes off to Nath. Nath drives baseline, jumps in the air, kicks it back to Zawada. Zawada's guarded by Bateson. Man-to-man from the Broncs. Broncs haven't shown many exotic defenses here. They've just gone straight up man here in the first half. Jackson with it. Jackson, little spin out on the perimeter, picks up his dribble, looks for Johnson, gets it to him. Traden Johnson. Traden working against Minor. Now Haswell with help. Now he passes off to Johnson, the other Johnson. That's Sidell Johnson. He lays it up and in. First 2 points for Sedell Johnson, the 6-foot sophomore, 23-14. Bronx lead by 9. Bateson off to Brutlog. Now over to Spielman. Spielman top of the key. He's guarded by Traden Johnson. Now underneath. Oh, good pass from Haswell down low to Minor, and they say Minor traveled. Well, I didn't get to see his feet. There were a lot of people in the lane as that pass went baseline. But the traveling call goes against the junior Minor, and Cheyenne East takes over down 9. A couple substitutions for East. Into the game for the first time comes number 33 for Cheyenne East. That's A.J. Dix. Zawada breaks pressure, gets down into the paint, swatted away by Johnny Spielman, but they get a blocking call. Actually, they called Johnny Spielman. Oh, Spielman blocked. I mean, there wasn't a lot of contact there with Spielman. I think they missed the number. There was a foul. Foul should have gone against Beck Haswell. They whistle Johnny Spielman. Anyway, 23-14, minute and a half to go. Cheyenne East basketball, inbounding from underneath their own hoop. They get it to Stewine. Stewine drives baseline, working against Spielman, and then throws it away. Spielman runs it down, off to Haswell, now to Bateson up the right side. He crosses half court, stops at the three-point line, kicks it to Brutlog. Wide open three, right corner, bang! Braden Brutlog, his first points in the game, and it's 26-14. Zawada quickly throws it away to Spielman. Spielman jumped the passing lane, little pass over to Bateson, left side, layup good. Big play by Johnny Spielman. He gets the assist. Bateson gets the points, his first 2 in the game, and it's 28-14. The Bronx have doubled up the Thunderbirds. Up the sideline goes Stewine, and they call Minor for a foul, and I think Minor's going to have to check out of the game with 58 seconds to left. I think that's his second foul. Nope, I lied. First foul against Nate. But we will have some substitutions anyway, as Gilbertson does check in for Minor. And into the game comes Sawyer for East. Inbounding is Stewine along the sideline on his side of the floor. Passes off to Sawyer. Sawyer top of the key. Right wing. Now to Stewine, top of the key. Little crossover dribble. Ooh, nice back door to Dix, up and in. Dix with his first points in the game. Right off the bench, comes in, instant offense. Dix, a 6-foot senior for East. Bateson with it, 40 seconds to go. Bronx lead by 12. Bateson into the paint. Wide open Gilbertson, left corner, airballed. Spielman fights for the offensive rebound along with Sedell Johnson, and it's a jump ball. Bronx have the possession arrow, so they keep possession. Boy, good look for Ty Gilbertson, and he just missed everything. Gilbertson out, Minor in. 33.1 seconds to go on the range scoreboard. Bateson inbounding from the baseline. He receives the ball from the official. Looks right for Spielman. Kicks it way out right to Spielman. Sawyer almost picked that thing off, and the pass goes to Brutlog. Now swing it over Minor right side. 27 seconds. Minor guarded by Johnson. That's Sedell. Now to Bateson. Traden Johnson is on the bench right now. Pass goes to Minor. Swing it over Brutlog. Brutlog working left. Passes to Bateson on the left side. Now to Spielman. Spielman, a little dump pass. Bateson wasn't looking for it. Haswell runs it down. Swing it over, 7 seconds to Spielman, 6-5. Now Bateson drives into the paint. Ball knocked away by Dix and out of bounds. But good hands by Dix. He actually got beat on the play by Bateson, but then he got a hand in there. His left hand reached in and knocked the ball out of bounds. So with 1.8 seconds, the Bronx inbound from their sideline. Pass goes to Haswell on a little oop, and Haswell misses the shot, a really tough shot. And that ends the half with the Bronx up 12, 28-16. We'll take a break, come back with your halftime show, have an opportunity to maybe talk to head coach Ryan Sullivan about the girls who dropped their first game of the year by 7 points earlier to Cheyenne East. So, that's what we've got in store for halftime. You're listening to Bronc Basketball on 1410 KWIO and 106.9 FM.
KWIO Sheridan.
At First Northern Bank of Wyoming, the holidays are coming together, neighbors helping neighbors, and communities thriving. Hi, this is Magic Mel, and this Christmas we're grateful for the trust you've placed in us all year long. Thank you for letting us be a part of your story. From our family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Let's make this season one to remember. First Northern Bank of Wyoming, proudly your community bank since 1885. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 402576.
You save, we give. Hi, this is Taylor with First Northern Bank of Wyoming. I'm sure you've heard about our Roundup program by now, but did you know so far this year we've matched over $15,000 that we've donated to local nonprofits in our communities? If you haven't enrolled, stop by and see us at 29 North Gould Street to learn more and enroll today. You save, we give. It's a win for you and for the community. First Northern Bank of Wyoming, investing in Wyoming communities since 1885. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Have you started having those conversations with others or began to think to yourself what a new home may look like to you? Hi, this is Colton Bates with the Bates team at Best, and we want to help you bridge the real estate gap between where you are and where you want to be. Even speaking with an agent can oftentimes feel overwhelming because this is generally the #1 financial decision in a person's life. We've helped our clients through a wide variety of situations, and you will always have a thoughtful plan that considers your needs and timeline. Choose a real estate team that will take action on your behalf and deliver. Choose the Best. Give us a call at 675-BEST and visit bestwy.net today.
Proudly brokered by EXP.
I'm Doug Hockett with Stiefel Investments, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Live from Sheridan High School, I'm Aaron Lagaki. Broncs lead at half, 28-16 over the Cheyenne East Thunderbirds. Broncs looking to go 9-0, as were the Lady Broncs earlier tonight, where I am joined by head coach Ryan Sullivan. The Lady Broncs fall 47-40. And, Coach, just overall thoughts on the game. I thought the girls came out and played pretty well in the first half. What were your thoughts on the difference in the first and the second half?
East went on a run in the third quarter that we weren't ready for. We have a lot of kids that are playing their 9th varsity game, and that's not necessarily the case with East. And they just seemed prepared for us to go on runs and respond well. We weren't ready for that yet, so. I know our kids will get there. It's going to be a great opportunity for us to learn and grow from, and hopefully we learn a lot from a loss tonight. Because if we do and we respond well, it's going to be something I think will be positive for us.
Well, another positive, Coach, is of course you lost, but I think today shows them you can play with that team, and most likely any team in the state. I mean, we'll see what Central looks like tomorrow. We'll see Campbell in a couple weeks, but really, I think you 4 teams have separated yourselves in the state. But tonight's game proves, hey, we can play with this team, and you get another shot at them. Shoot, you might have 2 more shots at them by the time the thing's over.
Yeah, it took us 3 times last year to beat Campbell, or 4 times last year to beat Campbell. So, we're not. Again, if we respond well to it, that'll be great. We have a big game tomorrow. That it's nice that we're not sitting on this thing for a week and have to mull on it for a week. We get to play tomorrow morning, and I think just seeing our girls after the game, they seem ready to go tonight. So it'll be a great opportunity for us. Central's really good. They beat Campbell by about 20 tonight up at Campbell County. So they're a good team, and they're going to do a lot of the same things that East did to us, but they're different in how they do it. So. We got great reps at it tonight, and hopefully we learn from them.
Yeah, I think, remembering back to Central last year, they seemed like a less skilled Cheyenne East, but a super intense athletic team, and most of those girls are back. So the nice thing is for you guys, you've got a really athletic team as well where, I think sometimes they blow teams out because they are so athletic. What are you seeing on film against Central that maybe you need to say, our girls need to do this one thing? I mean, obviously there's 10 things they need to do really well. What's the one thing you need to take away from Central?
We got to be great in transition defense, and that means we don't cough it up in the full court. That means we don't cough it up after we end a possession. It means we handle their presses, and then if we miss a shot, we got to get back, get our eyes to the right sideline because they'll break out on the right pretty tough. And if we do that, if we guard the transition really well, I really think that our defensive effort will be great, and we'll be able to play with them in the half court and force them to be a team that they don't really want to be. But if we don't value the basketball, we don't take care of the basketball, they're really, really efficient at getting points off of turnovers and points out of transition. So I really want to see our effort in transition tomorrow be great. And if we do that, I really like our chances.
Well, Coach, we always appreciate the time. Tough loss tonight, but like I say, it's a learning curve. You're getting there with some of the girls. They're getting a lot of good time. You did use your bench. I mean, they got some significant minutes tonight between Newton and Chase.
Yeah, and we had to. It's huge for us to develop that. When we get to the end of the year, we really we tighten up our rotations, and we played like 10 deep sometimes in our preseason games, and 8 or 10 deep in our preseason games. We only dress 10 because if you're not ready to play at the varsity level, we're not going to dress you. But tonight, I wanted to see what our rotation would look like if we tightened up our bench, and we did that. And I thought our kids were ready to go. So I was really encouraged by that. It's just a game that when things went poorly for one team, one team really thought that they were going to win regardless, and we're not to that point yet, but we'll get there.
All right, Coach. Well, we always appreciate the time. Again, head coach Ryan Sullivan. You guys fall tonight 40-47, but you get Central tomorrow. We appreciate the time.
Thanks, Aaron. Go Bronx.
Once again, head coach Ryan Sullivan. The Lady Broncs lose their first game of the season 40-47 in a pretty tight matchup tonight against East. And East, like I said, I said it at the beginning of the year, we kind of thought it would be East, Central, Campbell, and Sheridan. We weren't sure which of those teams were going to be able to separate themselves as the season goes along. And we'll find out what Central looks like tomorrow. As Coach Sullivan said, we just found out Central kind of rolled Campbell tonight by 20. And Central, I do want to say, I don't mean that as a insult to Cheyenne Central, what I said to Coach Sullivan, but Cheyenne Central, what I remember of them last year is just being very athletic, very physical, but they aren't the refined, skilled players that like you see come out of Cheyenne East. I mean, it's a group that just gets after you over and over again, and that's a tough game to play, and then they're able to convert in transition. So, like I say, it'll be a tough one tomorrow for the Lady Broncs. We'll see how they respond after their first loss, but right now, we've got a half to go. The Broncs lead 28-16, and we'll run down the scoring for you. Like I say, every time we interview Coach Sullivan, the halftime just seems to fly by. First for East, Cheyenne East, Cam Nath finished with 8 points in the first half. River Sawyer had 2 off the bench, as did Sidell Johnson, as did Kanan Zawada. So 2 for Sawyer, Johnson, and Zawada. Traden Johnson did not score in the first half, and neither did Jackson, despite starting, and A.J. Dix came off the bench and added 2 points as well. So Cam Nath has done, obviously, the bulk of the scoring. He has half of the team's points with 8 of the 16. On the Sheridan side, they were led in scoring by Beck Haswell and Nate Miner with 8 apiece. Tanner Hamrick and Braden Brutlog both hit a 3-pointer in the first half, and Connor Bateson, Ty Gilbertson, and Johnny Spielman all added buckets as well. So 2 points for Bateson, Gilbertson, Spielman, 3 for Hamrick and Brutlog, 8 for Haswell and Miner, and the Broncs lead 28-16. We'll take another break and come back with second half action. You're listening to Bronc Basketball on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
KWYO Sheridan.
Wyoming Corporate Office is the trusted business choice behind thousands of businesses. Whether it's business formation, payroll, corporate paperwork, mail scanning service, or small business phone service, Wyoming Corporate Office powers over 100,000 businesses worldwide and locally. This makes Wyoming Corporate Office the state's largest business-to-business service provider, located right here in Sheridan, Wyoming. If you're drowning in corporate paperwork looking for someone with an unmatched experience that cares and wants to be your partner in making your business successful, trust that Wyoming Corporate Office can help you focus on what makes your business tick. Learn more today by visiting WyomingCorporateOffice.com.
Have you been in to see Sheridan YO sports cards yet? It's the spot to get your hands on incredible sports cards and memorabilia. Sheridan's premier spot for buying cards. All major sports cards including fighting, wrestling, Pokemon, and even racing. These guys have hobby boxes for the serious collectors and packs for those getting started. Graded slabs from PSA, SGC, and if you have a big card to grade, talk to the guys to have your card submitted to PSA. Family friendly and located inside Sheridan Stationery Books and Gifts, 535 North Main, open 7 days a week.
This is Kent Sherwood with Sheridan Physical Therapy, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Live from Sheridan High School, Broncs lead 28-16. We are about to start the third quarter. The second half of action, Broncs looking to go 9-0 on this season. They're taking on the 6-4 Cheyenne East Thunderbirds. It's starters on the floor for the Broncs. Bateson, Hamrick, Miner, Brutlog, and Haswell. Cheyenne East finally breaks their huddle, and they start Nath, Hassler, Stewine, Jackson, and Traden Johnson. So they start the same way they started the game, and actually of all the starters, 4 of them did not score for Cheyenne East. Cam Nath is the only one that scored. He had 8 points. Not a single starter for East scored. in that first half. It's East basketball to start. They work left to right across your radio dial. Pass goes to Nath in the corner. Long skip pass over to Johnson. Now down low. Stewine. Stewine to Jackson. Jackson fires the shot. Can't get that to go. Rebound bounced around and then pulled in by Minor, and Bateson starts the offense for the Broncs. Working right side, off to Brutlog. He's on the wing. Bounce pass down low to Haswell. Back to the basket. A little dump-off pass to Brutlog. Brutlog couldn't handle it. Ball's on the floor, and Bateson comes up with it. Right wing. Nice pass, Connor Bateson. And the ball's shot blocked by Minor, or Minor's shot was blocked. Haswell comes up with the rebound, and then we got a jump ball. So Sheridan maintains possession. Oh, good find from Bateson. He had an assist just waiting there. Minor went up for it. The ball was tipped. I believe it was Johnson got a hand on that basketball, and the shot did not go. So Bronc basketball. Bateson inbounding, gets it to Hamrick. Swing it over. Minor, now over Brutlog. Wide open three, left corner. That does not go. Rebound bounces around. Last touched by Johnson. Johnson can't believe it. He said Tanner Hamrick knocked it out of bounds, and I'm kind of in agreement with Traden Johnson. It looked like Hamrick, who's hustling all over the floor, touched that ball last. Bateson off to Minor. Minor loses it, but Haswell comes up with it. Double team comes. Haswell up and in. Haswell's in double digits. He has 10. 30-16. Bronc lead is 14. We just started the second half. Third quarter of action. 7:06 on the range scoreboard. Johnson with it. Swing it over to Hassler. Over to Johnson. Again, this is Traden Johnson. Siddell's on the bench. He starts the second half on the bench. Pass goes over to Hassler. He's looking right. Bronx just sitting in this zone. Pass goes to the corner. Nath fires it. That does not go. Rebound bounces around, and Jackson comes up with it, lays it up and in. So Noah Jackson, the second starter to finally score in the game, and it's 30-18. Bronx quickly across half court. They get it to Haswell. Haswell, open three, left side. That does go. Boy, it went all over the rim, and Haswell gets that to go. He has 13 points in the game. All 5 of the Bronx points here in the second half. Johnson, quick shot underneath. That does not go. Haswell with the rebound. Gets it off to Bateson. He crosses half court with a 15-point lead. Goes to Haswell. Haswell down into the paint. Haswell lowers his shoulder. Kicks it out Hamrick. Fakes the three. Goes to Bateson instead. Bateson gets it back to Haswell. Back to the basket. Kick it out Minor. Minor gets a step on his man. Into the lane. Little Euro step. Shot up and he's fouled. So the junior Minor goes to the line with an opportunity to get into double digits here. He had 8 in the first half. And 2 free throws upcoming. It's Nath, Jackson, Traden Johnson, Stewine, and Hassler on the floor for East. Brutlog, Haswell, Minor, Bateson, and Hamrick on the floor for the Bronx. Minor puts that one up and in. Just the third free throw attempted by the Bronx in this entire game. Minor with 9 points, and he missed that one. So no good from the 79% free throw shooter. And East quickly the other way. Hassler gets it off to Johnson. Johnson guarded by Bateson. Works out toward the volleyball line, and Bateson kicked it. Both officials whistled, blew their whistle, got the kick on Bateson. So play is stopped, and now Johnson inbounds, although Cheyenne East makes a couple late substitutions. As Zawada checks in, as does the other Johnson. That is Siddell Johnson. East basketball, Jackson has it in the corner, guarded by Minor. Jackson gets down in the paint, fires up a shot off the glass. That does not go. Haswell fights for the rebound. Brutlog comes up with it, then gets it back to Haswell. Now Haswell gets it back to Brutlog. Brutlog crosses half court. Minor, one-on-one in the paint. Little Euro step, fires a shot up off the glass and goes. Boy, Minor can score in a lot of different ways. That was a tough shot as help came over, and he's able to get that thing to go. He has 11 points in the game. Bronx lead by 18. We're in the third quarter. Jackson with it out on the perimeter. Bateson hounds him. Jackson, a little bounce pass. Oh, good pass off to Siddell Johnson. He lays it up and in. He has 4 points off the bench for the Thunderbirds. Bateson off to Haswell. 36-20. Bronx lead is 16. Now Hamrick in the corner, right side. Now to Minor. He fires a three over Nath. That goes. Boy. Well, he shows the Euro step. Then he steps out to the perimeter and hits a three. 14 points for Minor, and he is now the leading scorer for the Bronx in this one. And the ball's just thrown away by Jackson. He was looking for Zawada. Bateson stepped in between, gets it off to Haswell. Nice little scoop pass underneath to Hamrick, up and in by the junior. He has 5 in the game, and it's 41-20. And head coach Sly Johnson says, I have seen enough, and calls a timeout. East is down 21 to the Broncs as they've come out here in the third quarter and put on a show. They've allowed 4 points. They've scored 13 points, and we haven't even had 4 minutes gone in the third quarter. There's 4:38 on the range scoreboard, and you got to get after your team defensively, right? I mean, it's just coming too easy for the Broncs. And East, I mean, they've been a solid defensive team in this game, but that's just too easy. You give up 13 points in a matter of minutes. A couple substitutions for the Broncs. Actually, nope, one substitution for the Broncs as Johnny Spielman checks in. Beck Haswell takes a seat on the bench. So it's 4 starters, Brutlog, Miner, Bateson, Hamrick, and they're joined by the sophomore Spielman. East with the basketball. They've got the length of the floor to go. Broncs show full court pressure. Sawyer inbounding. Gets it off to Johnson. This is Siddell. Siddell passes it back to Sawyer. Ball's tipped away. Zawada comes up with it. Zawada running up the right side. Gets down a low block. Fires a shot. Blocked away by Miner. Brutlog comes up with the block, or with the ball after the block. Brutlog dives on the floor. Tips the ball to Hamrick, and Hamrick makes a great pass to Miner. Oh, my goodness. What a great sequence by the Broncs. Hustle all around. Brutlog, Hamrick, and then Miner follows it up with the points. Shot fired from the side. As Siddell Johnson nails that, 7 points for him. He hit a 3, and it's 43-23, and Cheyenne East wants another timeout immediately. So we'll take one with them. Broncs lead 43-23. You're listening to Bronc Basketball on Sheridan Media Sports.
KWYO Sheridan.
Need screen printed and embroidered items? Well, whatever you need, Kilpatrick Creations is the go-to local company for these types of items. If it's screen printed or stitched, we are the ones to help you. Give us a call first. We're here to help you and want to help you with your imprinted garment or accessory needs. We've been in the business and serving Sheridan County for over 20 years. We have the experience, talent, and selection of goods that allows us to help you promote your business, club, or event in the best, most affordable way possible. Come see Kilpatrick Creations for all your screen printed or embroidered needs.
Hi, this is DJ Dearcorn of First Federal Bank and Trust, and you are listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Live from Sheridan High School, Broncs lead 43-23. 4:10 to go here in the third period. It's Bronc basketball out of the timeout. Miner, Brutlog, Reed, Hamrick, and Spielman on the floor. Miner inbounding. Miner kicks it off to Reed. Reed along the baseline. Couple dribbles. He's hounded by Sawyer right now. Full court pressure. Zawada comes over to jump Reed. Reed throws the pass, and it's stolen by Nath. Nath goes up and a tomahawk jam. Holy cow. That's the second dunk of the game. Nath can really jump. My goodness. Dunked that ball in transition. It's 43-25. Brutlog, great pass, and it's a goaltend, but they don't call it. Instead, Nate Miner gets the putback. 18 points, put back the other way. Hassler goes down the floor. And, okay, that ball, that really quick pace right now. Nath dunks the ball. Sheridan gets out in transition immediately. They get the ball down to Brutlog. He lays it up off the glass. Once the ball hits the glass and then the defense touched it, that's an automatic goaltend. It was not called, so Miner gets the putback and the bucket. And then on the inbound pass, 3 points from Kanan Zawada. He has 5 in the game, and it's 45-28. Broncs lead. 3:31 to go. Spielman crosses half court. He walked. Nobody called it. And we got a timeout from head coach Jeff Martini as the Broncs just look a little sped up. Just a little bit sped up. A little frantic. Coach Martini uses a quick timeout. 17-point lead. 3:28 to go here in the third period. Broncs looking to run their record to 9-0. Sheridan band is obviously in attendance, and cheerleaders are down on the west side, bands on the east side, student section on the west side. Fairly decent crowd here tonight. Remember, the Broncs will play tomorrow at 1:30. If you're free and available, come up to the high school, support your student athletes. Lady Broncs will tip at noon. Lady Broncs are 8-1 on the season. Broncs looking to go 9-0. Good excuse to get out and do something when you're not going to be in the cold. Just heat up the car ahead of time and then come to the gym. Out of the timeout, Broncs have the basketball. Reed gets the inbound pass from Miner. He works right against Zawada. Goes over to Spielman. Quick pass to Hamrick up top. Hamrick, ball over his head, now down around his hip. Gets it off to Miner. Miner a couple dribbles back to Hamrick. Now over to Haswell, left wing. Haswell guarded by Nath. Now to Reed, who cuts into the lane. Fires a little runner off the front iron. Does not go. Rebound hauled in by Hassler. And a foul goes against the junior Reed, who just missed that little runner. 17-point lead for the Broncs, and Bateson heads over the scorer's table, checks in for the junior Tanner Hamrick. So Bateson, Reed, Spielman, Haswell, and Miner on the floor for the Broncs. Sidell Johnson inbounds it to Nath, gets the ball back, now passes off to Hassler. Hassler to Johnson, Johnson to Hassler. They haven't crossed half court yet. Now to Hassler, or to Johnson. He crosses half court, double team comes, kicks it off to Zawada. Zawada, a little bounce pass off to Sawyer. Sawyer darts in the lane, fires up a shot. That goes. River Sawyer with 4 points in the game, and it's 45-30. Full court man from Cheyenne East. Bateson asks Haswell to clear out, and Bateson just wants to take Hassler on one-on-one. He does cross half court, gets it off to Reed, right wing, guarded by Zawada. Reed kicks it out Haswell. Haswell fakes the three, gets into the paint, fires it up off the glass. Ball's blocked away. I think Nath got a piece of that, and we've got a jump ball called as Miner and Johnson get tied up. So possession arrow goes to Cheyenne East, and it's a 15-point game. I mean, Cheyenne East, they just can't get anything going offensively, right? Credit the Bronc defense, but nothing feels easy for Cheyenne East on the offensive end. They're doing a decent job defensively here in the third quarter after those couple timeouts, after they gave up a bunch of points to the Broncs. The last couple minutes, they've done a much better job. And now, just as I say that, East throws the ball out of bounds, but it was touched by Johnny Spielman. So East maintains possession, down 15. 2:16 to go here in the third period. Hassler, the inbounder. Actually, now he switches with Jackson, so Jackson will inbound. Jackson, pass it off to Hassler, now immediately back to Jackson underneath. He's working against Miner. A little jump hook in the lane. That does not go. Miner pulls down the board, handoff to Bateson. Bateson, overhead pass to Spielman, and Spielman crosses half court, right sideline. Broncs working right to left. Bateson with it, guarded by Hassler. Bateson lost the ball. It was knocked away, and Hassler comes up with it. Hassler up the left side. Hassler lays it up, and it goes. Hassler with his first points in the game. 45-32, and the ball's knocked out of bounds once again by Hassler. Once again, this time by Hassler. Bateson's got to take care of the ball. Miner, inbound pass goes to Haswell. He's on the right wing. Haswell gets it to Miner, and the Broncs will set up their half-court offense. Miner gets it to Bateson, guarded by Hassler. Bateson, a little bounce pass off to Spielman. Spielman, left-hand dribble, gets to the elbow, fakes a shot, now steps through and takes the shot, and Johnny Spielman has 4 points off the bench. It's 47-32. Bronc lead is 15, a minute and a half to go here in the third. Zawada crosses half court, left-hand dribble, kicks it off to Hassler. Hassler stops at the three-point line, back to Zawada. He drives into the paint, throws it off of Beck Haswell's knee, and Haswell comes up with the basketball, passes off to Bateson. Coach Martini urges Bateson to go in transition. Bateson gets it to Haswell, left side. Beck Haswell, nice pass to the cutting Bateson, up and in. Bateson has 4 points on the assist from Haswell, 49-32. Well, Coach Martini saw something. He said, let's get going. Told Bateson to hurry up. Bateson hurried, passed the ball to Haswell, and then Haswell cuts down in the lane, and Jeff Martini is not happy with a foul call as the ball was inbounded. Breck Reed got a hand on it, and they call a foul on Reed, his third. Broncs show full court man. They will jump this. They will create a trap here. Pass goes to Nath. Now to Johnson. That's Traden. Traden working back to Schaefer, or rather Hassler, sorry. Now to Stewine, looking underneath to Johnson. Shot up and no good by Traden, and the rebound's hauled in by the Broncs. Spielman up to Reed along the right sideline. Reed, 2-on-2. Reed into the paint, fires a shot. That does not go. Miner tries a tip back, does not go. 27 seconds to go. East runs it down, and then they throw it out of bounds. Jackson got the rebound, threw it out to Hassler, trying to get in transition, and instead of throwing it to Hassler, he threw it in the first row of the bleachers there on the far sideline. 24.5 seconds to go. Brutlog checks in, Reed out. Hamrick, late substitution as he runs over the scores table, and Spielman out. So starters on the floor for the Broncs. Miner, Bateson, Hamrick, Haswell, Brutlog. Miner kicks it off to Bateson. 24 seconds to go. 49-32. Bateson crosses half court. Left-hand dribble. Kicks it off to Minor. Minor's man went for the steal. Minor drives into the paint. Fires a shot. No good. Rebound hauled in by Hassler. 11 seconds to go. He's in transition. Crosses half court. Tanner Hamrick tries to stop him. Kicks it off to Johnson. Johnson kicks it over with 3 to Stewine. He doesn't know there's 3 seconds on the clock. 1. Stewine doesn't get a shot up, and that's how the quarter ends with them not seeing the clock. 49-32. Sheridan leads by 17. We'll take a break and come back with fourth quarter action. You're listening to Bronc Basketball on 1410 KWIO and 106.9 FM.
KWIO Sheridan.
The law offices of Chapman, Valdez, and Lansing has offices in Sheridan and Casper ready to protect the freedoms and rights of the citizens of Wyoming. Michael Lansing, McCole Soto, and Wade McCool provide competent local legal counsel focused on small businesses, real estate transactions, guardianships, employee protections, and personal injury. Michael, McCole, and Wade will aggressively, timely, and ethically protect your rights 24/7. Proud to support all local youth activities.
Hi, I'm County Commissioner Christy Haswell, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Live from Sheridan High School, Broncs lead by 17 heading into the fourth quarter. Well-played game by the Broncs. They've just been too much for East to handle, both on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. East just, again, I mentioned it in the third quarter, they're just not able to get anything going offensively. They're not getting in any rhythm or any cohesion. It's not like they're just turning it over and over again, but they're not able to get into any sort of flow. And credit Sheridan's defense for keeping East there. But East is likely going to fall to 6-5. And Sheridan likely will run their record to 9-0 as we have some fans leaving the game. There's a full 8 minutes to go left. I mean, it's a 17-point game, but crazier things have happened, and East shows zone for the first time in the game. Bateson with it to Reed. A little oop to Haswell. It was just out of Haswell's reach, so the putback is up and in by Hamrick. Hamrick was 7 after he gets the board. That pass from Reed was just a hair too close to the basket, and Haswell couldn't get a good grip on it, missed the shot. So Jackson fires a 3 on the other end. That does not go. It's run down by, it was tipped out of bounds by Tanner Hamrick, and the Sheridan fans say no, it wasn't. It looked like Traden Johnson kicked it out of bounds, and Coach Martini's saying the same thing. He sees what I saw. I mean, it went off of Traden's foot. I mean, it went right off of his foot, and they said no, it didn't. The official might have been blocked there. There were a couple guys along the sideline, so he may have just been blocked. But you should ask for help from the other official if you're going to miss that one. Shot up, no good. Jackson fires a putback. That does not go, and Jackson goes to the line to shoot 2. Noah Jackson has 2 points in the game. Averages a little over 7 points a game. On the season, he's a 64% free throw shooter, and this is his first trip to the line tonight. Not many free throws for either team. And Sheridan only shot 4 free throws in this game. We only got East down for 2. I mean, these officials let the girls play, and they're letting the boys play as well. And shot is up and good by Noah Jackson. He hits the first one. Minor checks into the game. Reed checks out. So starters on the floor for the Broncs. Again, that's Haswell, Minor, Brutlog, Hamrick, and Bateson. Jackson's at the line. He's joined by Nath and Stewine, as well as Hassler and Traden Johnson, so starters all around for both teams. And he misses the second free throw, but Stewine does a great job getting the offensive rebound and a breakdown by the Broncs as they just didn't box out well. Pass goes left. Shot fired. That's Johnson for 3. No good. Brutlog pulls in the rebound, and the Broncs lead by 18. Up to Haswell in transition. Haswell up fake. Shot up and good. Haswell with 15 in the game. 53-33 is the score. Stewine crosses half court. Guarded by Hamrick. Pass goes left to Hassler on the wing. Goes in the lane. Fires a floater. That doesn't go. Rebound bounces around. Finally hauled in by Brutlog. He passes it off to Bateson. Now to Minor. Right side along the sideline. Kick it off to Haswell in the corner. Broncs show 5 out for the moment. Now they get set in their offense as it goes to Haswell. Or to Brutlog. Brutlog a little between the leg dribble. Fire a 3. That doesn't go. Rebound hauled in by Johnson. That's Traden. Siddell is on the bench at the moment. Pass goes off to Johnson. Over to Jackson. Jackson looking. Goes to Hassler. Hassler fakes the handoff. Now he does give the ball to Johnson. Johnson lays it up and in, and Traden Johnson has his first points in the game, 53-35. Bronc lead is 18. Brutlog with it. Off to Bateson. They're working against pressure. East trying to trap the basketball. Brutlog gets it across half court to Haswell. Now to Hamrick. He's at the top of the key. A little handoff to the cutting Brutlog. Brutlog gets into the paint. Fires a shot up off the glass, and good. Good touch from the sophomore. He has 5 in the game, and the Bronc lead is 20. 5:49 to go on the range scoreboard. 55-35. Hassler crosses half court. Double team comes, and we've got a timeout by head coach Sly Johnson, and he'll make some substitutions as well as Zawada, Sawyer, and Sedell Johnson are at the scorers table ready to check in. 55-35, and I think it's safe to say now Broncs are going to win this one. They're going to go to 9-0 on the season, and they will play Cheyenne Central tomorrow. Central, defending state champions. They have a lot of seniors on the team, but you say that and you go, boy, they're probably a very experienced team. It's not really the case. I mean, Cheyenne Central had a ton of seniors last year that graduated that were the biggest parts of that in terms of playing time. The biggest part of that championship team last year. So a lot of new parts for Cheyenne Central, and they before tonight were 5-5. We have not got any updates on the boys' game from Cheyenne Central versus Campbell County. We do know that the Campbell County girls just got pounded by the Cheyenne Central Indians. Cheyenne Central wins by 25 over in Gillette, and that's who the Lady Broncs take on tomorrow. And after losing to Cheyenne East tonight, Lady Broncs need to come out and play well tomorrow against Cheyenne Central, but Central looks like a athletic team that's going to make some noise at state this year. Out of the timeout, it's Cheyenne East basketball. Bronc leads by 20. Brutlog, Bateson, Leach, Minor, and Haswell on the floor. It's Sedell Johnson with it off the inbound play. Off to Zawada, back to Johnson. Johnson guarded by Brutlog. Swing it out to Sawyer. Sawyer's guarded by Minor. Man-to-man. Sawyer, little crossover dribble. Gets to the elbow. Little fadeaway shot from the elbow. No good. That's a tough shot, and Haswell pulls in the rebound. Brutlog with it. Brutlog working against Johnson. Instead passes to Haswell. Haswell back to Brutlog, and Brutlog starts the offense from the left side near the volleyball line. Kicks it off to Minor. Minor, left-hand dribble. Kick it off to Bateson. Open 3. Left side. That's short. Rebound hauled in by Hassler. And Hassler splits a double team between Haswell and Bateson. Fires it up the floor looking for Sawyer. Sawyer tries to run it down. Ball's on the floor. And 3 Broncs dive on the floor. Sawyer comes away with it, gets it off to Nath. Nath in the paint fires up the shot, no good, but he's fouled and goes to the line to shoot 2. Good effort by the Broncs, great hustle by the Broncs, but 3 guys on the floor trying to get that loose ball, and Sawyer was able to secure it and then get it off to Nath. Nath is at the line, shoot 2. Nath with 10 points in the game. He's a 6'2 junior. Averages 11.5 a game, and he now has 11 as that first free throw goes. 55-36, Broncs lead. 4:54 to go here in the fourth period. Nath, the only Thunderbird in double digits. That goes up and missed. Minor pulls down the rebound. Bateson gets it off to Brutlog. Brutlog crosses half court on the left side. And Brutlog, a double team, he saw a double team coming. Brutlog sprints up the sideline and then is fouled by Zawada. It's the first team foul of the fourth quarter on East. And Breck Reed comes over to the scorer's table to check in. So Reed in, Bateson out. Leach, Minor, Reed, Brutlog, Haswell on the floor. Minor inbounds to Haswell. Haswell back to the basket on the three-point line. Now he dribbles right, guarded by Nath. Haswell, a little push-off, gets into the lane, tries to take it up over Nath, and he's fouled. I think they're probably going to get Johnson on the reach-in. Johnson came in help side as Haswell kind of had Nath on his hip. They do get Johnson. That's Sedell Johnson. Traden Johnson is on the bench right now. You've got Nath and Hassler, Sedell Johnson, Zawada, and Sawyer on the floor for East. And now Hamrick checks in for Brutlog. So Hamrick, Haswell, Minor, Leach, and Reed on the floor. Reed inbounds, gets it to Minor. He's on the right wing. Little jab step. Now he gets a step, goes in the lane. Tough runner, and we got a charge as Hassler stepped in underneath the hoop. So charge goes against Minor. He missed the shot anyway, so it doesn't matter. But foul goes against Nate, his second. And it's Cheyenne basketball down 19. 4:32 to go. Pass goes off to Zawada. Zawada up the right side. Reed cuts him off. Now Minor comes over on the double team. Pass goes down to Nath. Right side. Kick it up top, Hassler. Open 3. He'll fire it. That in and out, does not go. Went off the back iron, then off the front iron. The rebound's hauled in by Hamrick up to Reed. Reed right sideline. 3-point line, between the leg dribble, into the low block. Tries to draw contact, does, no call, and then he throws up a layup and missed that, and he wants the foul call. But boy, Reed's had several shots in there, just can't get him to go. Breck is scoreless in the game. He's had a fair number of good looks from the paint. Reed inbounds it, gets it to Hamrick. Now to Haswell, swing it over to Leach. Leach can't handle it, tips it over to Haswell. Now to Minor, left wing. Minor, one dribble, kick it to Haswell. Haswell tries to get a step on Nath, doesn't. Kick it out to Reed. Reed top of the key. Back to the basket. Reed, nice bounce pass to the cutting Hamrick, up and in. Boy, Hamrick moving without the basketball along the baseline. Gets open on a backdoor cut and has 9 points in the game, does the junior, on the nice assist from Reed. And then Hamrick in the forecourt fouls Hassler, so Tanner picks up his third foul of the game, and Bronx lead by 21. 3.5 minutes to go, 3:37 to be exact. 3:37 on the range scoreboard. 57-36. Bronx just need to close this one out. Pass goes off to Sawyer, now to Nath. Nath tries the three, right side. That does go, so Cam Nath with 14 in the game. It's his first three-pointer. Minor with it. Cheyenne East showing pressure, kind of token pressure right now. They kind of wait for the ball to get across half court, and right there, Beck Haswell does cross half court, and Nath can't believe he gets whistled for a foul, and I tend to be with him. Nath didn't like it at all. As Haswell crossed half court, turned his back to the dribbler, or to the defense. The ball was poked away, but they say Nath got a piece of Haswell's arm. Minor passes off to Reed. Reed, double team comes. Reed passes off to the corner, Minor. Minor back to the basket, gets it to Haswell. Now over to Reed, now to Leach. Leach left wing, drives into the paint, fires up a little shot off the front iron and good. Ty Leach is in the scoring column with 2, and it's 59-39. Sawyer tries to dribble through traffic. Hamrick comes up with it, steals it. And then Minor running the floor, gets the ball stolen from behind by Sedell Johnson. Good hustle by Johnson. The ball's knocked away, and they call a foul on Sheridan. I think they get Ty Leach, which is crazy. They actually get Nate Minor for a foul, who was in the area, but I mean, there was a lot of hands on everybody between Johnson and Minor, and anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a 20-point game, but Minor picks up his. And they have first foul on the board, but that's definitely not right. It should be his third foul. Yeah. So the referees are over at the scorer's table sorting this out as Coach Sly Johnson's like, that's definitely not his first foul. And they check with the scorebook. They got it right. Just takes a little extra time. And now that's the 5th foul against the Bronx, which means that Cheyenne East shoots free throws, and it's Sedell Johnson at the line with 7 points in the game. He averages almost 17 a game. 16.8 coming into tonight. And the sophomore is at the line, put it up, no good. Misses that one. And Bateson into the game, Minor out. Haswell, Leach, Bateson, Hamrick, and Reed on the floor for the Bronx. It's Nath, both Johnsons, Stewine, and Jackson for East. Second one goes for Johnson. He goes 1 for 2 on that trip, and it's 59-40. Bronx lead is 19. 2:56 to go. Hamrick with it on the right side. He's guarded by Traden Johnson. Pass goes off to Haswell. He's guarded by Jackson. Top of the key, Haswell dribbles. Jackson's all over him, and I mean, when you're way out on the perimeter and Haswell gets a step on you and then you put your forearm in it, you're just asking for the hand-checking call. So that's the 4th foul against Cheyenne East. 2:46 to go here in the game. 59-40. Bronx basketball. The inbound pass goes to Haswell. He's on the right wing. Working against Jackson. Goes to Bateson. Swing it over to Hamrick. Open 3. Left wing. No good. Missed it off the top of the square on the backboard. Bad miss from Hamrick, and East pulls down the rebound. Stewine passes off to Jackson. This is Sedell. Or Johnson, rather. Johnson looking for Jackson, and Leach steals it. Leach goes up the right side. Lay it up and in. Ty Leach with 4. Good hands from Leach, and now it's a 21-point lead for the Bronx. Stewine with it, crosses half court. Hamrick on his hip. Stewine gets stopped when he gets to the elbow, kicks it out to Nath. Nath looking right. Now he'll fire a three. Nobody came out to guard him, and Nath hits it. Well, Nath just a 20% three-point shooter on the season, but he's hit 2 threes here, has 17 points in the game. Bronx in the half court, off to Leach. Leach will fire a three, right wing. That's no good. Tipped out by Hamrick, way to keep it alive. Reed runs it down, fires a shot. That's short, and he missed that one. He had another good look at it, and everything's been short. And Reed puts both of his palms up in the air, and he's like, come on. Can I get something to go? He's upset with himself. A good look. It's frustrating when you don't shoot well. You can't always control that, you know. It's frustrating, but he's upset right now. Hasn't scored. Had a decent game, just hasn't gotten the scoring column, right? And substitutions all around as Ty Gilbertson's back in. Ty Leach stays on the floor. Tanner Hamrick in, Johnny Spielman in, and Colton Patterson into the game for the first time. He's a junior, wears number 11. Colton's played in 2 games so far this season, does have a couple points. And now Hamrick checks out as Alex Osborne checks into the game. Osborne, the junior, played a little bit in the first half, got a couple minutes. Back here in the second half for the final minute 46. Nath at the line, 61-43. His second one's up, no good. Spielman pulls down the rebound. 61-43. It's an 18-point lead. Gilbertson crosses half court, passes off to Spielman, swing it over Osborne. Osborne looks down to the corner. It's Leach. Leach drives baseline, fires a shot up off the glass. That does not go. Rebound pulled in by Stewine, and then a foul is going to go against Alex Osborne. So he was battling. Once Stewine pulled down the rebound, Osborne was trying to steal the ball. And that sends Stewine to the line as Cheyenne East is in the bonus. Riley Friday runs over the scorer's table. He'll check in just a few seconds after Stewine's first free throw. Has not scored here tonight until just now. Stewine puts that up and in. He's a 5'8 senior. And Leach checks out of the game. Friday in. So you got Friday, Gilbertson, Spielman, Osborne, and Patterson on the floor. Stewine at the line. Spins the ball, fires it up, and it goes. He goes 2 for 2 in that trip. And it's 61-45. And into the game for the first time is Jaden Adekale. First minutes off the bench, as is Owen Shawn. So all benches going at it right now. Inbound pass goes to Spielman. Spielman handles the point for now. He's guarded by Zawada. Spielman passes off to Gilbertson. Gilbertson gets it off Spielman, who cut him in the lane. Spielman fires a shot. He's fouled and goes to the line with 1:18 to go. Johnny Spielman looking for his 5th and 6th points in the game. He's on 4 right now. Has a chance to hit a couple free throws. And the Bronx are going to run their record to 9-0. I mean, I feel comfortable saying that at 61-45. East didn't make it easy on them. I mean, the Bronx had a comfortable lead. Don't get me wrong. They had a comfortable lead, but East didn't go away. East didn't quit. Spielman misses that first free throw. So Bronx, I've got them down 1 for 5 from the free throw line in this game, which if you're going to pick out a negative, I suppose that would be it. Second free throw on the way. It's up, and Johnny hits that one. Johnny has 5 points, and it's 62-45. East with it. Zawada blows by Gilbertson, and then the shot is blocked by Spielman. Spielman came over help side, swatted that thing away, and Gilbertson kicks it off to Patterson. Swing it over to Friday. Friday, a little spin move down low, and he traveled. Friday got a little happy with his feet there, and it's a turnover by the Bronx with 1:02 to go on the range scoreboard. 17-point lead for the Bronx. We're in the 4th quarter. Zawada running the point for the T-Birds. Zawada hands it off to Sedell Johnson. Johnson between the leg dribble, gets past Gilbertson. Gilbertson now cuts him off. Sedell tries a turnaround jumper. That does not go, and Spielman pulls down the rebound. Gets it off to Gilbertson. 43 seconds to go. And Gilbertson gets the ball stolen. Sedell Johnson just picked his pocket, goes up the left side, fires a shot. He's fouled by Johnny Spielman. Probably Ty Gilbertson too, but he just picked Gilbertson's pocket. And they do get Johnny Spielman for the foul. His second foul in the game. Johnson at the line. Can pad his stats a little bit. He has 8 in the game. Just went 1 for 2 on his last trip from the free throw line. Again, just a sophomore is Sedell Johnson. Shot is up, and it goes. 9 points for Johnson. 62-46. Free throw upcoming. And that goes, so he's in double digits. 10 for Johnson. And the Broncs looking to run this thing out. They get it up to Spielman. He crosses half court, gets to the three-point line. Now to Patterson. Patterson along the baseline. Lost the ball out of... Actually, Osborne hustles for it and touches it, and now it's out of bounds. And with 26 seconds left, it's a turnover by the Broncs. Up 15, 62-47. Just need these final 24 seconds to run out without a foul. Zawada with it. Zawada fires a shot up off the glass. That does not go. Spielman fights for the rebound. It's finally run down by Patterson. He gets it off to Friday with 13. Friday pins the ball behind his back. Now kicks it off to Spielman. 9 seconds. Spielman holds it. 7 seconds. 6 seconds. And East walks toward their bench. And the final buzzer sounds now. And the Broncs move to 9-0. They win 62-47. They will play the Cheyenne Central Indians tomorrow night. Cheyenne Central coming in the weekend was 5-5. And Broncs looking to go 10-0. Good start to the season for the Broncs. Certainly East, I don't want to say it's the best team that Sheridan has faced, but one of the better teams that Sheridan has faced so far early in this season. So a good test for Sheridan, and I mean, they passed the test for sure. They win by 15. They were up by 22 at one point, and head coach Jeff Martini will join us after we take a break. He'll come up and talk. We'll see what his impressions were of the game and what he expects tomorrow against Cheyenne Central. But all in all, you've got to be pretty dang happy with the Broncs. They win 62-47. Once again, they're 9-0. We'll come back with head coach Jeff Martini. We'll also run down the scoring for both sides. You're listening to Bronc Basketball on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM.
KWYO Sheridan.
Have you been to the showroom at Thompson Master Masons? If you're thinking about doing a masonry project, you need to stop by and check it out. Thompson's is located on the corner of Broadway and 11th in Sheridan with a showroom full of brick and stone samples. They offer both man-made and natural stone. As a matter of fact, Thompson Master Masons has the widest selection of stone, block, and brick in town. Wholesale or retail, contact Thompson Master Masons.
Texting and driving. Texting and driving? Everyone knows there really is no and. You're either texting or you're driving. In other words, if you're typing or reading anything while you're behind the wheel, you're not paying attention and you're not in control of your vehicle. That's why law enforcement around the state is cracking down on distracted driving. Hey, Wyoming, let's put an end to texting and driving because we all know better. There is no and. This message was paid for by WYDOT.
What are you feeding right now to combat the harsh Wyoming winter? Keep those cows in tip-top shape for spring calving with some help from Farmers Co-op. They have Payback Cow Cake on hand as well as various other Payback feeds to help your cows keep weight during the winter months. And don't forget to pick up a Smart Lick tub to help boost their energy as well. Farmers Co-op has the feeds and supplements to keep your herd in top shape this winter. Farmers Co-op, owned by those they serve at 1450 Coffeen Avenue.
This is Dr. Dana Leroy with Leroy Family Dental, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Live from Sheridan High School, we're post-game. The Broncs have just won 62-47 versus the Cheyenne East Thunderbirds. Let's run down the scoring for the Broncs and the Thunderbirds for you. East, as our broadcast was being simulcast down there in Cheyenne today. So for those of you listening who maybe aren't streaming, Cam Nath led the way, 18 points for the junior for Cheyenne East. 10 points for Sadell Johnson off the bench. Kanan Zawada off the bench had 5. River Sawyer had 4. 2 for Camden Hassler, 2 for Tanner Stewine, 2 for Traden Johnson, 3 for Noah Jackson, and 2 for A.J. Dix. And that's 47 points for Cheyenne East. They fall to 6-5 on the season. East will go over and play Campbell County tomorrow in Gillette. And for the Broncs moved to 9-0, and they were led in scoring by the junior Nate Miner. The other junior, Beck Haswell, had 15. Miner had 18, Haswell 15, Tanner Hamrick, another junior, with 9. Braden Brutlog finished with 5. Connor Bateson finished with 4. Ty Leach finished with 4. Ty Gilbertson with 2. And Johnny Spielman had 5 off the bench for the Broncs as well. They win 62-47. And once again, Nate Miner leads the way in scoring. Didn't quite get to his season average. He was the leader in the state at the 4A level, averaging 19.5 points a game. He got 18. Beck Haswell improves on his season average. He is averaging 10 points a game coming in, and he finishes with 15. And I mean, overall, I'm just super impressed with the Broncs. And again, I don't know that Cheyenne East is going to make a lot of noise this season as far as a team. They're certainly not a bad team. I don't know if they're a great team, but Sheridan came out and did what they were supposed to be. I mean, I think that's something that gets taken for granted sometimes, is when you're a very good team, and I think Sheridan has a chance to be a very good team, do you play down to your competition? And I don't think, other than twice this season for stretches, Sheridan has really played down to their competition. I think some of that's just, one of those games was 2 games in, and you've got kids in new roles and things, and I've been super impressed with Sheridan and how they come out with intensity, and they play as a team, and they seem to support each other. And I mean, that 10-0 record shows. So we'll take another quick break, and then we'll be joined by the head coach of the Broncs, Jeff Martini. We'll get his thoughts on the game. You're listening to Bronc Basketball on 1410 KWIO and 106.9 FM.
KWYO Sheridan.
Hello, this is David Hubert at First Bank of Wyoming. We believe in building lasting relationships with our customers. We value the people in our communities and strive to make sure they have the resources they need to be financially successful. Our experienced staff is committed to providing each of our customers with a personalized banking experience to fit their individual needs. From applying for a loan or helping with your account needs, we're here to help. Stop by and see us at our new location, 460 East Brundage Lane, First Bank of Wyoming, division of Glacier Bank, member FDIC.
Today's world moves fast. Take your banking with you. At Campco Federal Credit Union, banking is easier than ever. Our mobile banking app allows you to check balances, make transfers, and remotely deposit checks. With Remote Deposit, you don't have to mail your checks or brave the roads to deposit them. Our user-friendly app gives step-by-step instructions for remote deposit. From your phone to your account, we provide our members with an easily accessible banking experience. Just download our mobile banking app. Campco Federal Credit Union, NCUA, and Equal Housing Lender.
The McRib is back at McDonald's. That legendary sandwich you've been craving. Tender, boneless, pork dipped in a tangy barbecue sauce, topped with slivered onions and dill pickles, all in a toasted home-style bun. I can taste it now. Smoky, sweet, savory goodness. It's been calling my name all year long. Order it now in the McDonald's app, so it'll be ready when you pull up. The McRib, it's back for a limited time at your locally owned McDonald's restaurants in Sheridan, Buffalo, and Gillette.
With rates changing, there's no better time to speak to a local expert. Start at First Federal Bank and Trust, where our local lenders know you and the current market. Whether you need to get pre-qualified, apply for a loan, or have questions about our programs, we're just a click or call away. If you'd rather start the process at home, that's okay too. Our website has mortgage calculators, checklists, and rates you can check 24/7. Making home happen doesn't get easier. Visit efirstfederal.bank, call us, or stop by. First Federal Bank and Trust, member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Dr. Michelle Meehan, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Live from Sheridan High School, I'm Aaron Lagaki. Coach Jeff Martini is still with his team down in the locker room. We haven't seen any of the boys come out yet, but we'll give him just a couple more minutes. Keep in mind, Lady Broncs, the broadcast will start somewhere around 12 o'clock. It's scheduled for a 12 o'clock tip. We usually get on the air about 10 minutes before that tip-off occurs, but we do watch the games ahead to make sure that they don't go into overtime or anything. We have a bunch of time before the actual tip-off, but plan on about noon. The boys will play tomorrow at 1:30. Both of those are important games. I mean, they're all conference games from here on out, right? Every game matters. The Broncs obviously want to secure that number 1 seed. They took the first step in doing that here tonight as they now go to 10-0. They're now 1-0 in conference. You certainly want to get one of those top 3 seeds. I mean, the 1 seed is great because you get the automatic bye to the state tournament. But, I mean, even a 2 or a 3 seed, you're probably going to play a little bit weaker competition, the 7 seed or the 6 seed from the East, and at least have an opportunity. You feel like you have a really great opportunity to get to that state tournament with that first game. And again, it's a one-and-done situation. But tomorrow, Central comes in. They are the defending state champs, but they actually have quite a bit of inexperience in terms of real varsity minutes on that team. So, it'll be interesting to see. Cheyenne Central have not got to watch them play at all this year either. I think they have some ability, but I don't know that they're on the level of the Broncs at this point in the season so far. Meanwhile, the Lady Broncs, they lose tonight, their first loss of the season. They go to 0-1 in conference, and so that's a really big game tomorrow for the Lady Broncs as they go to take on Cheyenne Central. And head coach Jeff Martini is joining us now up here in the stands. And Coach, good way to start conference with a victory, right? I mean, the boys came out and they, I think they set the tone early against Cheyenne East on the defensive end.
Yeah, I mean, I thought our energy was great. I thought yesterday's practice was a little bit slow, so I was a little nervous on how we were going to play. But our guys play extremely hard. And defensively in the first half, would we give up 16 points or 18 points or whatever it was? 16. 16 points. And so, that's a fantastic half. Now, offensively, we struggled a little bit. We got wound up offensively in terms of just taking early shots. But I thought, defensively, if there's a loose ball, there's going to be 1 or 2 of us diving on it. It was awesome.
Yeah, Coach, and one of the things I've kind of been singing your guys' praises about so far this season is, especially the last couple of weeks, is you started to win in different ways, and you hit some sort of speed bump that maybe you didn't have. Well, today it was scoring. You had 12 in the first quarter. You only had – you figured it out in the second quarter, but you'd had stretches there of not real fluid basketball, and the boys were able to correct themselves and still come away with a blowout victory.
Well, I think part of it is for us, a lot of our defense turns us into offense. And although we were playing good defense, we didn't get a whole lot of really easy turnovers, and we didn't get runouts, which, and that's going to happen in conference, so it's going to be harder. So bottom line, we got to do a little bit better executing. We had some looks early. We ran some plays, to get us, some shots underneath the hoop, and I thought we got them. We just didn't hit them. And then we also missed at least 3 wide open threes in the first half that we normally, hit, and we just didn't hit them tonight. So, shooting comes and goes, but effort and defense is never going to be, in doubt for us.
So, Coach, tomorrow you get to take on Cheyenne Central. They're defending state champs, but they don't have a lot of experience. I've told the listeners out there they graduated a ton of seniors. They're senior heavy again, but not a ton of experience. What do you see? What do you expect to see out of them tomorrow?
They're definitely different. They don't have the Gatorade Player of the Year this year for sure. But with that being said, I'm not as concerned about them as much as how we come out and if we're ready to go. And once again, it's taking great shots, and feeling confident enough to hit them. And I thought our second half tonight, we started to feel a little bit more rhythm and a little bit more comfortable on the basketball floor, and hopefully that carries over for tomorrow.
Yeah, Coach, you're 9-0. More importantly, you're 1-0 in conference. Big weekend. If you get Central tomorrow, you're 2-0, and then you have a good stepping stone into conference. And I feel like your boys respond whenever you're talking to them on the bench, whatever that may be. It seems like this team not only are they good kids, but they have the ability to respond and execute what you're asking them to do.
Yeah, I told them in the locker room, I think the only thing that could stop us is us. If we start to get in our own heads and we start to, get a little bit of the disease of me of worrying about, if I'm getting my shots and this and that, and that's part of basketball, but that's also part of growing up is learning to accept roles. And so it's still a work in progress a little bit with that, but I think as a whole, our team is very bought into what we're trying to do, and we're trying to play, at a level and a speed that most teams can't replicate, and that's what makes us who we are. But that's, it's just hard to prepare for us. But at the same time, teams have to, or we have to be able to adjust to slowing the ball down and being able to score in the half court.
Awesome, Coach. We always appreciate the time. You're 9-0 on the season. You're 1-0 in conference. Good win tonight.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Always appreciate the time from head coach Jeff Martini as we get the headsets rearranged here. And, so that'll do it for us tonight. The Broncs win. They go to 9-0. They win 62-47 over the Cheyenne East Thunderbirds. Cheyenne East falls to 6-5 on the season. Tomorrow, the Broncs take on Cheyenne Central. Coming into the evening, they were 5-5. They played Campbell County tonight. We do not have a final score on that one. Boys tip is at 1:30 tomorrow, or right around there. It will immediately follow the girls' game. The girls' game is scheduled to tip around noon. Those are home games. We'll have them live on SheridanMedia.com. You can catch the video and the audio, or you can, of course, listen to them on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM. It's been another broadcast of Bronc basketball. Thank you for joining us and listening to Sheridan Media Sports.